hey.
Hey.
What is going on, everyone? Thank you so very much for joining us. And don't forget, on the way in and on the way out, don't forget to click that like button. I was so appreciated. So today I have my panel with me. So let me just say this, and because a lot of people know, and when I was on the show, I pretty much stalked the vloggers and bloggers on YouTube. Like I stalked them. I was on their channel. I was in the chats. I was watching the reviews. Sometimes I'd be hiding behind the bushes. Like that was me. And every now and then I would go into the chats. So I just want to let everyone know that Jamie Alexander was one of the people that I stalked on YouTube. And her and Gustavo, actually, he's not with us. He will be very soon. So be ready for him, guys, because he, definitely will bring the fire. But I do have Jamie Alexander, and she has her own YouTube channel. And then, of course, I have Jay from Another Round, and she has her own YouTube channel. And she is another channel that I did stalk, and I did go into the chats, and I wanted to hear what they had to say. And of course, everyone knows Tyrone from my season. And we will have Jay Brad from Last Resort, which is season 3. He will be joining us in about 30 to 35 minutes as well. So thank you, everyone, for coming in. Please absolutely go into the chats, ask us questions if you have any questions. If you have any comments, definitely put them in the chat as well. So we're going to go ahead and begin. So let's start. So first of all, before we get into anything, because we took a week off last week, okay? We took a week off, honey. And when they came back, brought it. Okay, I didn't know. I had so many different emotions going on when I watched this episode on Friday. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know how to feel. Like I felt a lot. I was mad. I was happy. I was angry. I was confused. It was a lot of different emotions going on. So with it coming back and us taking that week break, how do you guys feel about this season? Like, do you feel like with it now getting ready to be episode 8, like with the connections that they had, like I just need you guys' input because it's a lot. And I kind of want to do like a halfway point. Let's digest it real quick before we actually get into the episode because it's a lot.
Yeah, this episode was giving me True Colors, like y'all's last season. On last season, when the True Colors episode came out, we were like, oh, okay, there she is. There he is. Okay, now I'm seeing less representative and more true to character. And I think that that's what we're seeing in this episode, True Colors in a particular way and how they react to things and the stuff that they've gotten into. So I'm with it. And I'm kind of glad because I was getting a little bored just because I'm really not seeing connections. And with this whole thing being ready to love, I'm a little confused about what everyone's doing. And I'm not really getting that like, oh, well, maybe, and they have options and this and that is kind of like, no, nah, so I'm hoping they pick it up a little bit. I'm looking forward to next episode. It seems like it's going to be good, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. So far, so good. Happy to see the True Colors. Not sure where we're going from here.
I'll go. I'm a little biased because people was clowning on us and they were saying this season is so much better. It's not that messy or anything. And I remember saying, just wait, right? Because it always kind of starts off that way. And now we're starting to see a lot more and more mess every episode, which just lets you all know that like it's just kind of what happens when you put 20 people together and tell them to date on national TV. Like it's going to be a lot. You just need to be patient, and here we are. So let's get it.
I knew Tyrone would say he here for the mess.
It's real.
We really all are. And I appreciate last night's episode a lot because jumping from you guys' season right into the next season gave us no pause for anything. And so it's just like feels like one continuously drawn out season. And it was starting to get tiring. I'm not gonna even lie. Like I'm just like tired. Like I've been on the show with you guys. I'm like, geez, I need a break. And so it's good to have that little bit of dryness and then some more spice. So I just won't be burnt out for the show because now I'm kind of looking forward all over again to like what's coming up next, like what's going to happen next. So, yeah, we'll get it started.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're ever going to do the Exes for the fellas.
No,
How
what
they did it for
every
us.
other season.
They switched. Okay,
yeah, so it'd be the family for like this.
Yeah,
the girls or whatever, so they get a switch up.
It's all good.
Absolutely.
You guys had the friends. The women had the Exes last year. You guys had the Exes and the women had the friends.
Yeah.
So this year is the guys with the friends and the women's with the Exes.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Works, I guess.
Works, yeah.
You want to see the guys' Exes? See what they was working with.
I didn't say it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'm a little curious when I'm seeing some of these personalities. I'm curious who the exes of some of the men are.
Yeah, I mean, even the exes of the ladies, I'm like, I think I know that dude. I think I've seen him around.
Just a general question of all the exes. How do you guys feel? Do you think they matched up to the people that they were with? She said no.
Nah, the only people who seemed like they might have had a past was Milton and Sabrina. Because just the way she was interacting with him. Like, I don't really have exes like that. Me and Gus talked about it on the show. Like, I'm thinking, who would I call? I don't know. But I just think the rapport with an ex is a little different. It seemed like a lot of the women, even Joy, surprisingly, she wasn't too stiff, but I wasn't getting that they used to, smash or anything like that. I wasn't really getting anything,
You're just looking for that smash energy?
Just something that's like, oh, I could see how that was. Like, I just wasn't getting anything from anybody except maybe Milton and Sabrina. I wasn't buying it from BJ and Tina. Maybe. You know what I mean? Who else? Joy and Sean. Maybe. I just wasn't seeing it. I don't know. That's just me.
Did you see it from Carmen?
Yes. Okay, I'm confused on why they're not together still. What? Because Marcus, he came in. He gave it. So I don't understand.
What about Ace and dang, I forgot his name.
Devon.
Devon. Yes.
I'm 60% believable for me.
I can see they had. I see they had like a muse fling. Like she was his muse for a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So especially since he's like, I'm an artist. I could paint you right now and stuff. So it's like
the thing that tipped me off with her is she was like, "Are you still painting?" And then I did some due diligence and I looked at his page and it looks like his whole life is about painting. So I'm like, why would she ask him that? Just little things. I'm just being extra.
Oh, you went to the page?
I went to the page. I was like,
we call that open source research.
I mean, it's all there.
It's not private. Well, there it is. I'm just saying, some of our exes we don't talk to anymore. I do have an ex that I would have been able to call for this, but it'd kind of be interesting. I'd be like, would you tell the truth or would you be trying to get back? I don't know.
I guess I would probably have to drag my ex-fiance on there, but he doesn't know me now. Like, too much time has gone. Like, I'm not the same woman I was last month, let alone X amount of years ago. So, like,
honey, we're about to go into all that because in real life, I'm trying to figure out how Tina is 31 years old and her ex. They dated in high school in 2000 and in 2003 and 2004.
That's what she said. Yes.
Yeah, we all trying to do the math.
Hold on, because I'm like,
the math wasn't mathing.
The math ain't mathing.
Somebody didn't pass math class, algebra, basic math.
And everybody's been saying, they're like, she's not 31. And it's so funny because I'm like, everybody's tripping. I'm like, if she's saying she's 31, she's 31. But when he said what he said, I was like, oh my God, everybody's right. Like, am I tripping? I don't know. But anyway, okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for being patient. I'm still I'm having technical difficulties, of course, because today is just that day. But we are getting ready to start. And so the first thing is all right, we end last episode, and just to let you guys know, I'm still doing what I'm doing, but we're gonna definitely move forward. So They start off with the new episode. It starts off with Dakia pretty much stating that she no longer wants to date Eric. And then they kind of go to "They're ready to love." So they go into the song, and then they actually end up back in the ladies' lounge. And she explains to everyone and to Tommy that there was an incident and that she does not want Eric to contact her anymore. He needs pretty much to do some reflection, and he needs to grow on his own without her. And she thought that she could see a future with him, but that one moment pretty much changed everything. She explained exactly what happened. She said that they were hanging out. Eric comes up behind her. Dakia, they're taking a picture, and Eric comes up behind her to take the picture. She's comfortable with it at first. She's like, this kind of looking like a prom picture. And he like, well, watch this. It don't have to be pretty much a prom picture. And she says that he gets physical, and she says she pretty much gets offended because she's like, don't touch me like that. I'm a lady. And she also states that he is not ready to love her, and maybe he's not ready to love anyone else, and that she is still open to making connections. Now, it's crazy because we're starting off with such a heightened subject, but I want us to really kind of discuss this, because I also want to discuss this too, because with this situation, and it's crazy because within these 2 weeks, I've seen so many things that has happened after the fact with text messages. I mean, we're going to keep it real and we're going to talk about it. That's just the reality of it. We're going to discuss it too. But I kind of want to dig deep a little bit into this situation and also with this subject, because I just feel like, and I hate to say this, but with it being a situation last season that we're not going to discuss that, but with it being a situation this season too, like, I'm just kind of like, what's going on? How do you guys feel about that? Jamie, you're right up under me. So I want you to give my thoughts on what I just read, what you saw. And I know, and let's keep it, we're all adults here. Like, let's keep it 100. Y'all also probably have seen the vlogs and the videos, and with everything, and the people stating that, there's text messages floating around that was in their group chat that have been exposed as well. And it just made me kind of question the situation, not negating anything and not taking away from anyone and their emotions and feelings in the situation, because it's an unfortunate one, but it is a serious one, and like, I guess I'll say what I have to say after everyone says what they have to say. So let me just get your thoughts on pretty much everything in this situation as a whole, starting with Jamie.
So unfortunately, I didn't see any tea on text messages. So what I do understand with this situation is that there are some things that I know it's left out that I can't see. And I know you didn't want to make a reference to last season, but we know what happened last season was something similar, where it was just so inappropriate and there was all these things. And, when it comes to Dakia, because of the kind of a woman she's presented herself to be and what we know of her thus far, I have to stand with her on, it's something that she took offense. I'm kind of getting the sense that, so I bought them on the first date. When Eric and Dakia went out on the first date, I was like, oh, yes, slam dunk, let's do it. But as time progressed, I started seeing something in Eric that I just couldn't put my finger on, that just wasn't my favorite. And I'm not surprised that something came out. And I'm thinking with the alcohol, I'm assuming that there was alcohol, because that really changes a lot of things. And I kind of feel like whatever he did, maybe somebody like Carmen would have been cool with it. Like, you got to be able to read the room. Some girls ain't, they can make sexual innuendos and be cute and flirty, but it's like, dude, I'm an engineer. I got this going on. I got all these things. Like, you don't need to grab me up like that. Whereas somebody else might be like, oh my God, that was so fun. You're so silly. So men really have to kind of make a distinction in what type of woman they're dealing with. So that's all I can say about that, because I don't know the depths. I'm not mad at Eric self-eliminating. If he wants to self-reflect, something he did say is she felt like I did something disrespectful. So I still think within that, there's something he may not be seeing or agreeing with just by his language. And to me, it just screams no match. They're just not on the same page. It is what it is. I'm not mad at her decision because that's what she wanted to do. And yeah, there was no really other connection for him anyway. Carmen was never a real connection for him. I don't even know why they were hanging on to that, whatever that was. So that's what I have to say about that. Your turn, Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone.
I mean, it's definitely an unfortunate situation. I definitely do not want to discredit her feelings and how she feels with everything that went on. He openly admitted to doing wrong. Probably didn't go into depth as much as we may have wanted, as fans, to get all of the details. But he did publicly admit to it. He know that he did wrong, and it was enough for him to leave. And it was enough for her to say, I never even want to be in his presence anymore. So no matter what we think it is, if she's going to say it's that bad, then we really just have to trust her on that and, and back her on that. I'll just keep it short and sweet and say that like that's what it is. I really didn't look at the texts and all that. I really don't look at what other people are saying about it. I try to pay attention to what they're saying and what they're allowing us to hear on camera, right? And I just try to keep it at that. I feel like we will probably never know all of it. And I don't want to speculate, especially on something as serious as that.
Yeah.
So the way that I look at it is just quick and dirty. Eric's no longer here. Dakia is. So I root for everyone who's still on the show in hopes that they can find a connection. Boom.
Hey.
Bang, bang. Okay, so I guess I'll be the one who has the total unpopular opinion on everything.
Go ahead, Jay.
Because I am.
Let it rip.
I'm the type of person, if I'm not there to see for my eyes what really transpired, it's hard for me to take either side or whatnot. So I have to go, like Tyrone said, on what they allow us to see, the wording that is used, and unfortunately, how the text messages came out, because I seen them. So I'm not going to say she wasn't violated. That was clear. Whatever happened, it went against her boundaries. That was clear. Where I have a problem is you not totally making it clear to him in that moment.
Oh.
And
okay.
So that's where I start to feel something, in that moment, it should have been, everybody in that room should have known, no.
That's how I pictured it. Like,
yeah.
Get your hands off me.
Yeah.
I thought it was a moment.
It wasn't until after.
Yeah. And even in his explanation, even though he says that she told me to stop and he says I put my hands down. So therefore it was, okay, you immediately stopped. It didn't go further than whatever it was. It didn't even, it didn't totally explain what actually transpired. He just said, I moved my hands up. So I don't know if you moved it up in a gesture, like, this or whatever. I'm going to give this first without the text messages. You're wrong as a man. I get you might have felt comfortable with her, but you have to be careful with your comfort on people you really, really don't know. You should just wait until you're in that space. Now, if you guys have been there before, that's a different story. If you have touched her in places before, whether we've seen it or not, then maybe I can say, okay, you felt comfortable enough that you can do this. Now, in private, people are different in public. So, in public spaces, she's in front of other men that she's still trying to court in this situation. So there we have to factor that in as well.
I didn't even think of that. That's
yeah. Yeah. So, you have other people that you're still, so therefore you're putting her on the spot. You like, don't bring truth or dare right now. That's that kind of energy right there. Is like, please don't do that in front of my other suitors or whatnot. But then if I fast forward to this episode, you are allowing it to happen, so to speak. So where's your lines? So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know, and I doubt we'll ever get the truth on it, because right now she's going to have to stay in a hard stance on what she feels it is, and he's going to have to stay in his hard stance of whatever he felt it is. And so at this point, it's just God is going to be the only deciding factor on what really happened. And yeah, I just say that we know he was wrong. He apologized. Now that's my point. He apologized in the text when he found out too. So it wasn't like he didn't apologize to her. You know, he apologized immediately in the text that I seen, that it was right the next day when he found out. He said, I heard that I made you feel uncomfortable. So meaning that you didn't make it announced to him in that moment. Or like Tyrone said, there was drinks involved.
Right.
And he was just too liberated to know she was that uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it's coming across as if she didn't want to say it in that moment.
A little bit of that. That's what I was getting.
It's not always that cut and dry, right? Like if you don't like it, say something at that moment. It's normally not that easy, right? Because there's so many things that you can take into consideration about the show, where it's going to lead, you know, her life, his life. So, you know, I can agree that, you know, she may not have wanted to say something at that moment. The fact that, you know, he apologized on the show, and even you say in the text messages that he apologized, it did, to me, it means it did happen. But it may also mean that he didn't know how serious it was, you know, at that point. And if he addressed the seriousness as soon as he figured out that it was serious, then, like I said, it's easy peasy. This is how she feels. If he need to go, then he need to go.
Right. And so my other thing, when I put the text messages in, is the timeline of the text messages.
Talk to us. You might have to need a little bit.
Because I saw the text messages too. I'm sorry to cut y'all off, but I saw the text messages too, and I thought that maybe the majority on the panel would have seen it. And I know Jay's seen the
I've seen it, but I'm trying not to.
I didn't see it. I didn't go in front.
I'm trying not to use it as a, you know.
Yeah. And I don't want to use it either. I don't want to use it either, but it just needs to make sense to me. Like I want to go by what's on the screen too, but I feel like that is part of the evidence. And my thing is I need all the evidence in order to be able to really talk about it and to dissect it and to come to, you know, like if I'm over here doing an investigation, I need all the evidence. And I don't want to
need all the evidence.
Right. I don't want to say one thing and feel this way, because we also know that production does have a play in editing. So I don't want to say, well, Eric this and Eric that and Eric shouldn't and Eric shouldn't, but Dakia. And I'm just like, but I do know that, you know, it wasn't said to Eric until after the fact. And I do know that Dakia's top connection was Donovan, and he was the one taking the picture, and she was feeling some type of way because she didn't want Donovan to think that Eric was, you know, she was feeling Eric like that because she didn't want to lose the connection with Donovan. And then, of course, she didn't mention it to Eric until after the fact. And it was mentioned because it was told to her before she mentioned that it was a problem, that she was number 2 and that Carmen had ended up sliding into the number 1 spot. So all that happened before it was said that Eric did this. You see what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, I'm trying to get y'all's opinion of it too. So I just need it to make sense to me. I'm not saying that I'm trying to downplay, because if he did something he shouldn't have been doing, because I know how I am and I know the things that I've been through in my life, and you do something that's going to offend me, you doing something, you touching me a certain kind of way, or even if you saying the wrong thing to me, I'm going to have a problem and I'm going to call you out. But I'm not going to wait till all the other situations happen and then for me to be like, you know what, I feel like I need to be in my feelings about something, because now that this happened and this happened and this happened, now I feel like I'm pissed and I'm jealous and I'm this, and these are different emotions. Like I don't know, like I just need it to make sense to me, because I'm not trying, and like I always said, and like I said with last season, it's always 3 sides to a story. And I wasn't there, And I don't know neither one of these people. So I don't have anything to say. I'm just looking at all the stuff that's here for me to look at and for me to give my opinion on it. And I just wanted to hear you guys's, because I just feel like it's just a whole lot. Jay.
What's going on?
Hi, Jay.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Jay, Jamie, Tyrone, and Jay. If y'all don't know me.
All the
What up?
J's.
Right.
All the J's.
Right, okay, you know what? For today's purposes, call me JoJo, so I can
Mhm.
tell you the difference.
You were on first. We can call you J1. I'm okay with that.
So, Jay, we're actually talking about the situation that happened with Dakia and Eric, and I just kind of went over what Dakia mentioned to Tommy in the ladies' lounge and what she told to the ladies and what happened to her in that situation. And I just wanted to get everyone's opinion on how they felt about that situation. And then, of course, moving forward, and I didn't mention it, but yes, because of that, Eric ended up self-eliminating, and I want to talk about that too. These are probably the two things I think I want to talk about the most, because it was some things that he even said when he self-eliminated. He was like, I'm not ready to love. I'm just not ready for this journey. And I'm just like, bruh, just because this situation happened does not mean that you're not ready to love. Like, in my eyes, I feel like he was ready to love. Like, he was ready to love Dakia. Keep it 100.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, but stuff happened, you know. So for him to kind of like downplay who he was, and I'm just like, did production tell him to say I'm not ready to love? No, they would have been like, Sabrina, you're gonna have to say you're not ready to. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. And just like I didn't say it to Walter on the bridge, let's keep it 100. I didn't say it to Walter on the bridge. I didn't say, Walter, you're not ready.
We're talking about the bridge today.
I knew you was going to say something, Jay. I knew you was going to say something, Jay.
Sabrina, do you think it'll be okay to give a synopsis of the text messages just so everyone in the chat is up to date?
Okay, so Jay, can you? I would greatly appreciate it if you could kind of.
Yeah, you want me to DM it?
J1.
I try to DM to him.
Oh, you gonna Jay? You gonna read it with him?
No, the J1. That she
Jay's
J1.
like, okay, Exhibit A.
No, I'm a DM it to her. Hold on.
Yeah, I kind of feel you.
You got Sabrina's number?
I just said DM. I didn't say I had.
Y'all are crazy.
Jeez, man, bring it down. Bring the strip down, Tyrone.
Hey, what you drinking over there, bro?
Bro, Jay.
I might need to go get a sip. I feel like you got a head start, man.
Yeah, I did. I'm all right. Oh, okay.
What are you drinking? Is that whiskey?
So J1, you reminded me of, what was it with was it Corey
Stoli Raz?
Corey and the girl that he had was kind of like did the interview with
that I need to grab.
Did the interview with oh man, what's my guy's name? I can't think. I just left the office. But yeah, she had all the receipts, proof, exhibit 1s through 10. It was
with the Eric situation?
I'm not
from last season.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to say this, guys. I love you guys so much, but I would really like to discuss it. But you know what? Me looking at these messages right now, if I post these messages, it's going to get real messy. And you know what? This is something that I'm not going to do. Okay. I'm not going to, because
it's your platform.
No, I completely understand. Like, these messages are straight from, and that's what was said too, that these messages were leaked from a group chat that they had. Yeah. And these are like the direct messages. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Like, I'm not trying to spill no tea. And I just wanted to discuss, like, how do you guys feel about with all the evidence that you guys know of or you know had heard about it. But if you haven't heard about it, I'm not going to post these. Like, this is.
Were the text messages posted on a blog already? Can I go to the internet and find it?
They were. Yeah. I was just talking about a quick synopsis, Sabrina, of the text messages. That's all.
Yeah.
In your interpretation.
To get an idea.
In your interpretation.
I'm gonna DM the thing in our.
No, I wasn't saying to read it word for word.
The cops hands up though.
Yeah, like.
Officer, I know I'm black and I'm driving a nice car, but this is really my car, and I just trying to get home. That's all.
I did, you know, that part that you were saying, you feel like this is something that Eric wouldn't say, from the fact that when he first walked in and he says, Tommy calls me in because there's something I need to discuss with him. It's like, why is Tommy calling you in for something that you need to discuss with him? So there's too much conflict in a lot of things that is being said there that lets me know that this decision, even the shakiness of his voice, is like almost to tears. Like he doesn't want
Yeah,
to be
right. He was.
or whatever.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like, you know, kind of what you were saying, Sabrina. And again, I almost feel like I felt for Phil last season. I don't think, you know, I can't imagine that it sits even halfway well with a man to have a woman putting him on blast like that. Now we're talking about national television. We're already talking about the friend circle. And this girl got up on national TV and was like, So the shame and the guilt, he probably felt like he had to get out of there, because then now it becomes, so production and Ready to Love just lets people who does X, Y, and Z to people remain so that they can do these things to other people. Like, it's such a sensitive topic and fine line, because it would be, you could almost get whatever with this cancel culture, right? Like, it's almost like you can't even question Dakia, because if you do, it now becomes this big thing. Like, do you condone this? And that, like, we're so all over the place with our media and the way we deal with each other that if I was a man, I'm guessing I'd probably bow out too. It'd be too much for me. I can't be seen. I cannot do this. Like, that's a lot.
I'll give some credit to the network, because I feel like they downplayed it. They put it at the beginning of the episode to get rid of the cliffhanger. And it was like, you say your piece, and we're done. And then move on, and nobody's mentioning it. It's it's what happened. And so I can respect that, because they can choose what they choose to blow up and what they don't choose to blow up, right? And so as an African-American man, and I don't feel like that's that event is who he is. I am by no means saying that the behavior is okay. But I don't feel like that's who he is. And so I felt like if they felt like that's who he is, and they'd be like, all right, we're going to stay on this for half an episode, and we're going to get everybody's side. The part that I don't necessarily agree with it is that he apologized for hurting her feelings. Touching somebody inappropriately is not hurting their feelings. It's touching them inappropriately. So let's address it as for what it is. Let's not minimize it, because I think in minimizing it, you minimize the effect that it has on the person that was affected by it.
But see, I'm sorry to interrupt, but in his defense, and not in his defense, let me take that back, because that's the wrong term that I'm trying to say. From a statement that he made, he never touched her inappropriately. He said he touched her around the waist, and it went up, and it was. So what
I got out what he said was that he started low and ended up high.
Can I just read part of the text message?
He was going up high, but then when she was like, no, he said he was like, before it even got to that point, he was like, whoa. So he said that he was inching his way up, but when she was like, he was like, oh, that's how it went. And I was
what I understand, there was people she wasn't the one that said something originally. It was other people that were there that said it.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't her that said it to production. And so can I just read this part of the text? I'm just going to read this part of the text message. This is from him to her. He said, I was made aware that I made you feel uncomfortable today. It was not my intent. And I wish you would have told me in that moment so we could have rectified the situation. I was clearly thrown off by our connection and growth. My apologies.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for the guy.
When a man stands up. Yeah, I expect it when a man stands up and said, here's my behavior. I apologize for it. I think that the best way to rectify the behavior is to change it for the future. And I think that statement says, look, I'm sorry you had an impact with this. It would never be my want to hurt you in any kind of way. And even though it doesn't, to me, it alludes to how I'll handle stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think
Ty, how is this similar to the Shiloh situation, since you kind of were on that season and present?
Oh, who you asking, Ty?
Ty, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the Ann Prentice.
Whenever he's got something to drink, I always like to ask him questions.
I think it's really different, because he admitted to wrongdoing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Phil's case, Phil still stands pat with the fact that he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't feel like he did anything wrong. Eric literally admitted to it. And then in the Shiloh case, even Shiloh admitted to, the fact that he didn't hurt her. Right. So it's like it's two different cases. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it is.
You playing it politically correct today. I'm impressed, bro. I'll catch you at the I'll catch you after the refill. I'll catch you after the refill.
It's totally different. I mean, yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
It's a lot of hands today, dog. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot.
Just keep your hands up and to yourself.
It is
To yourself. That's all that Just to yourself.
Facts. It is an unfortunate situation, and I just hope moving forward that Eric as well and Dakia as well, and that they've both come to terms with that they're not ready to love each other, and that they're able to move on and come to common spaces and still are able to be cordial with each other. You know what I mean? So because it is a stressful process, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, you guys see like the edited version, like it's all cool, happy, fun, it's issues, some people get mad, some people don't, but at the end of the day, like on top of everything else, that crap is stressful. You are stressed out filming. Like, people
Not
don't
even during
like
filming.
It's work. It's like
But
work.
every Friday when the show comes out, because you don't know what's
anxiety level be on 1,000.
By the time when the show ends, after the trailer, you're like, whew. It wasn't me today.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got a quick question to the ladies. In that situation, had that been you, would you choose to stay on the show, or would you remove yourself?
If I was in Dakia's situation?
Yeah, like if you really truly felt uncomfortable by what he did or whatever.
I mean, and it's hard to say because I know when you're actually in the situation, things unfold differently. But if it was something I had a problem with, I'm more likely to say something then and there. And I'm very mindful of my surroundings and other people and what's going on. If it was like that, I really would have pulled him to the side, like, yo. And we would have really had a moment, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, maybe if it was something that after that still needed to be mentioned, okay. But I don't know the extremity of it, but I'm just thinking that's how I would have handled it. I would have took it directly to him. And if it was really something where I didn't want to date him anymore, then I would let production know behind the scenes, just please don't pair me up with any more dinners and we're good. You don't have to say, it doesn't have to be this grand thing, but I'm not trying to chill with him like that. But just because I can tend to maneuver in certain ways. So I feel like but I wouldn't try to self-eliminate off the show or anything. But I just, again, I can't really gauge the extremity of what happened. Like, I know what happens when there's drinks and dudes and you're being sexy and there's like, is it something I just need to hold up? Like,
this is an off-camera incident. Would you bring it to camera?
My choice would probably be no. That's just, depending on the extremity, my choice would probably be not to. Mm-hmm. If it was extreme, now we're talking, a little bit more, then absolutely. But
just for in this situation, they were actually filming, but the cameras were filming something else. Right?
They were doing photos, whatever photos that you guys do.
Separate locations, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing photos, past photos, whatever.
I think you got to be in the situation. It's hard to say hypothetically. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
feel the same way. See, I don't know, because I would have.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I would have. I don't know. I just feel like if that would have happened to me right then and there, like I'm not gonna wait like 48 hours later. I'm gonna be like, bro, like what you do? Like what you?
Simmer down. Like I know.
Yeah, like and the woman that I am, I probably would have been like quit.
Yeah.
What you doing? Hold on. Like he would have got popped. Something.
We got popped and everything, and then I'm holding your hands for the rest of the picture if we continue to take this picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that happened.
Yeah. What would have Consuela said?
Wait, is that the name for today's hair? That's Consuelo?
No, I don't know. This
Hola,
is
mija. Hola.
I think this is Victoria. This is Victoria.
Okay.
This is Victoria.
Yeah.
And Victoria
Victoria
last
Classy.
time I wore it, yeah.
I don't think I met her.
Victoria Classy. She ain't going for that.
Get your hands off
Tyrone
me.
looking like I'm trying to meet Victoria.
Yeah, Tyrone said I ain't met her, then took a sip. A slow pimp sip.
Not a
Yeah,
pimp
what's up,
sip.
young lady? Yeah. Almost made me spill my yak.
Okay,
That's crazy.
yeah, but I don't condone violence by any means, but you will get popped on the head.
You'll get popped.
You
I'll
would
pop
definitely get him popped. Okay, so moving forward, and this is the opinions of our own, not of own or anything like that.
Did you just do a disclaimer? Okay.
I
We
did.
doing disclaimers.
of our
Everything is allegedly.
I feel like you need to say that real soft and slow, like the Micro Machine Man, and just get all the disclaimers out of the way. These
Watch your
opinions are not
voice
that of
getting
your own
lower and
network.
deeper, Jay.
Oh, I got some depth
Wants
for this
me
thing.
to-
Yeah.
me to talk like this. I can't. Okay, so moving forward, Tommy mentions to the ladies that they will be taking their exes out with their nexes, or taking their nexes and meeting their exes. And yeah, so okay, we first have Joy here. Joy is going to be meeting with Sean, which is her ex, who's going to be meeting with Laverne and Cliff. Now, first impressions from everything that you guys, I guess, know of Sean, him sitting down, him meeting with Joy. What I was like, why Sean single? Okay, that was my thing. I was like, why Sean single? Because he was okay. So not even by looks, just how he was like talking. Like he was talking like he had some sense, and I like that. But anyway, go ahead.
Is he single, Sabrina?
I was supposed to say, where did they say he was single at? He
Right.
might
You
have
did
a
your
whole-
investigation. Huh?
Is he single?
Right.
I just want y'all to know that Ty gave the side eye to Sabrina when you was talking about this young man him being single tonight.
Hold on.
No.
What?
Not Sabrina, Consuelo.
Where's that picture?
Consuelo.
Where is that picture? I'm just trying to find the
Ty said,
picture.
"Oh, we
Not
on
letting
that?"
me share my screen. Oh, there we go. There we go. Bam.
Jay about to get messed.
Okay, so first we have entering in to meet Sean and Joy is Laverne. And okay. I tell y'all, let me tell you something. Like you say, Jay, all the time, like unpopular opinion. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Laverne makes me laugh.
He's a character.
I thought you were gonna say something like he make my booty itch or something like that. Okay, all right.
Oh no.
If he makes my booty itch, that's not a good thing.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I
No.
thought you, because there's a couple things that he did. I was like, Sabrina probably ain't gonna like that. But okay, go
There's
ahead.
a lot of things he does that I don't like.
Yeah.
But because the one thing about me is I'm one of those type of people that I will accept you for exactly who you are.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not going to expect you to be anything else. But once you show me exactly who you are giving me the option to decide if I want to love you or not like you. You know what I mean? And because he's showing everyone, look, I am cocky. I am very confident. I got slight arrogance going on, you know, but guess what? I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can get a little hot-headed. I mean, he might not be everyone's cup of tea, but he's somebody's glass of champagne. Period. Point blank. That's just
There you go.
It's a lot of stuff that Laverne has said and done on this season so far that I can't stand. I'm like, Laverne, why would you say that you hating? Like, why would you? But at the end of the day, how can you not love him? Because that's Laverne. Period. That's
You said it so
Laverne.
well.
That's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth. I like sometimes I'm like, I cannot stand this guy. I can totally see why he's single. But then I'm like, oh my God, but he's so awesome and original. And I definitely think when looking at him and seeing some of his stuff, the woman he does end up with is going to be loved. Like he is going to love her. And I see that. But he be saying stuff sometimes and I'm just like, yeah, like this isn't working for you, Laverne.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the cocky though. You gotta respect.
I'm not
the
mad at
cocky.
the cocky because
Yeah,
I'm
you
the
gotta
same
respect the
way. I
cocky.
could be in the room with Beyonce and it's like, okay, that's Beyonce and I'm Jamie. Like we good. Like this,
Right.
it ain't gonna be no. Oh my god, like
But
no, we all here. You know.
That's different from what he was even saying though. Like the dude
But
is
he-
like, I'm not jealous. Like I'm not gonna be jealous. You don't have to be jealous of Beyonce, or you don't have to be jealous of Barack Obama or Jay-Z when you're in a room with him. But are you gonna really hold your confidence there?
Yeah, exactly. Hold.
I don't think he really would hold his confidence there without saying, "Oh, that's nobody." That's
Like
nobody.
easier said than done.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, you know,
might
you don't
be
have
onto
to,
something
you're
with that.
confident. When you're really confident, you don't have to address anybody else. You're not worried about anybody else. Your focus is like either it's on you or it's on what your target is. It's like I'm not thinking about
Exactly.
who else
I
is
think that's
doing.
where he was going with it.
Yeah, and it was just like, sometimes I'm like, your cockiness masks a lot of insecurities.
That part.
And he stated to himself in his lives that he used to be a chubby kid, and he wants to be like, oh, I've always been as confident. And it's like, I don't see you as Doughboy from what's
Boys
that?
in the Hood.
The Hood. I don't see you as that. Like I don't see you as that brother.
Right.
That boy had confidence all the way through.
Right.
But I don't see you growing up with that because you wouldn't be thinking about nobody else. Oh, is that my
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me.
I don't even know how that's just popped up on my daggone screen.
Oh.
I was getting ready to say, what is mine?
Oh,
I was like,
man.
did mine pop on?
Man,
My
we
phone
are
just doing what it's
professionals.
doing.
I'm
Sorry.
like, malfunctions. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
So-
agree with you on that, Jay. Good observation.
It's
There
like,
is something that he's
I
hiding,
feel
'cause
like
it comes
we
out.
can all hold ourselves in the room with Beyonce, be like, hey, she over there. Hey, girl. Hey. You know
Yeah,
what
there's
I'm
no
saying?
thought.
But
Yeah.
I'm not competing against Beyonce either. Like, girl, you can sing. I can't. Do your thing. You.
yeah, 'cause
Dang.
he sure enough did say if he was in the room with Jay-Z or Obama, he could hold his own. So
I'm not mad at that, to be honest. You should hold your own. Like why
Yeah.
why would we do anything but that, you know? So I'm not mad at that, I guess, you know.
yeah, no, I completely agree. But Vern does try to convince Sean to get Cliff out the way by saying pretty much that Cliff is probably going to be coming in, and you know whoever is going to be coming, it doesn't matter because he's a nobody too. And that he pretty much wants Sean to convince Joy that he needs to go his direction. And I even think towards the end of the meal and towards the end of the date, he pretty much lets him know that he'll give him a cash app to pretty much solidify that.
He's good TV.
It was very put on. You know, maybe even production had a little something to do with it because I think Laverne and Joy have a fun connection, their little pottery class and all that. That was great. I think they have amazing rapport. But at this point, it's just so clear it's a Joy and Clifton situation. I think Laverne was there to just stand in and paint the picture and then play up on the competition aspect because it was a very competitive way he was coming at things. He even had Clifton like, oh, you know, he likes to compete. I like to compete. Well, I'm gonna win, you know. So I just think it was for that energy more than it was for like Laverne putting his stake in the ground on some Joy. Like,
I don't think Laverne needs anybody to egg him on to be competitive. I think that boy just wake up like, I'm better than you. You trash. You trash.
I got 3 points already just for getting that. Like,
Right. I'm the baddest brother in the room, even if I'm the only one in the room. You know what I mean?
He fighting with his mirror image.
Man,
Right.
You ain't see me.
Lord. Very true. That's funny.
So we do have Clifton that enters the room, and he immediately says pretty much, you know, like, Houston, we have a problem. And he ain't really feeling the situation. So I feel him. I understand because I know I wasn't feeling the situation when I walked in and I was like, who is this? You know, make it make sense. But, you know, it is what it is. So it obviously was a situation where no one gave Cliff the heads up that you're going to be meeting the Exes today. Because, some people did talk and some people got their heads up and they knew that they were going to meet the Exes. In this situation, Cliff had no idea. Okay. He did say that this was an awkward moment and he needs to understand also how Joy's and Sean relationship is. He's like, I need to know, like, do y'all talk on the holidays? Do y'all talk every day? Like, I just kind of need to know what's going on. And Sean was like, I respect what you saying, bruh. You know what I'm saying? He like, but I'm just letting you know that, you know what I'm saying? Like Joy, you know what I'm saying? She ain't really into no jealous dudes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna let you know that's not gonna really get you too far. Like, I'm just letting you know right now. And Cliff was like, what you talking about? You trying to say I'm jealous? Yeah. So what y'all think about that? How do you feel about that interaction between Sean and Cliff?
I was here for it. I liked it. Because I would have been like, yeah, bro, let me know what did work, right? And tell me why it didn't work for you, right? Since you know so much, why are you sitting at the Exes table? Shut your ass up. You know what I mean? Shut your ass up.
That's basically what it is.
The drink has hit. Yeah.
Right, Jay, right.
I told you, I'll just wait for a couple more sips. No worries. All right. I know it's coming.
Right. That's what I would have, like, that's what, I mean, I would have been right there with Cliff, man. Like, but I understand, like, he if he would have seen previous shows, he should have been ready for scenarios like this, right? Yeah. But it all depends on how you react to these certain situations, and it can come off as if he wasn't that sure of himself. It can come off as if some things may have affected him in the past, and this was a trigger, right? But it's all about how you react to it. If he's super confident in what he has, he could have just sat at the table and just listened to the ex talk and be like, all right, whatever, you're gonna be gone in 25 minutes anyway.
That's so funny because everybody is saying these other things, and I didn't find him as jealous or anything. I found him as a natural thing. It's just, let me figure out what y'all got going on. And the ex's response was more puzzling to me than anything, because he didn't answer what they had going on. He went on to say, she don't like jealousy, so you might want to chill. Like, you're trying to tell me that you're going to stay around in her life, bro. Like,
right. And don't be jealous about it.
Yeah. And hold on, though.
That's what I got from it.
Because you need a boundary with that as well, because you are an ex. Okay. Yeah. So once I step, she can talk to you as much as she wants while she's single.
Correct.
But when I'm in the picture, there needs to be a boundary there.
Yep.
Respectfully, because it's just like, I don't play that unless we sharing and we agree to this sharing. Why would I be doing this? Why would I be sitting there? There's got to be a boundary, and I'm not playing that with my dude's ex. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I got that vibe from Clifton. He was just making it known that that's not his thing, and I feel him because I'm kind of the same way. Like, yeah, what is this? Y'all talk on holidays? Like, what are we doing? Because if we get together, I don't know. I'm not really with it, and I'm letting you know I'm not really with it. It's not my thing.
Another thing I thought about is Cliff was an ex as well, and maybe he knows the power that he has with his ex, and he knows what the possibilities are. So you can say what you want in front of me, but I know what we could do, when the lights is off. So.
Yeah, like slip and fall on something. Like he said that. Like, I don't want you to slip and fall on. And I get it. Y'all laughing, you sharing emotional. Now you done had a glass of champagne over a holiday moment or whatever it is, and it was just one night. I think not.
And respectfully, my daughter's father, his first wife, had to come at me with that energy. Like, yo, what's up? I know how, because she had a kid herself, and she was like that same thing you're on, Tyrone. Like, I've been falling back and slipping with my baby daddy from time to time, so I know how easy it is. And I had to let her know, like, look, that ain't what it is over here.
Not anymore.
Yeah, like that. We don't do that over here. That's not us. But I respect her still for standing up and like, let me know what type of relationship this is.
And jealous or not, Joy ain't steering away from Clifton. So whatever homeboy had to say,
she ain't going nowhere.
That jealousy ain't gonna work. It's gonna work for Clifton because she won't Clifton. Okay. It's gonna work.
She ain't going nowhere. So
she's sold.
So someone says that Clifton has been married twice already. What if he really does have jealous issues? And think about it too. Say, for instance, that was the edit that we got. Maybe it was some stuff that we didn't see to make him actually say that, because that was real random. I was like, how does that have to do with him being jealous? I don't know.
We also got her saying she gave us coming in that they had a discussion on
Right.
past already, so meaning that he's not really trying to deal with people's past or nothing like that, those issues. And then him being hot and on 10 wasn't necessarily about the ex, like you said, Jay, or I don't know who said it, but he was not pre-warned that the ex was going to be there, and he was mad that Laverne was there too. Because he was like, I'm looking forward to spending a long time with Joy. And then the first thing he said, he was like, what is Laverne doing here? Like, bruh.
You don't want to see all these dudes in here. Like,
I told you he wasn't ready, honey. He was not ready for that.
I thought it was manly. I mean, what man does want to see his woman sitting with two other dudes at a table? That, like, yeah, it's okay. Be a little upset about it.
I respected his energy on both of these dates, both of the Exes dates.
Yeah.
I was just like,
even the non handshake.
Oh yeah, he was like, for what? We ain't homies.
Right. We ain't friends, partner. Like,
what I think I respected the most is when he was like, shoot, I should have touched Joy on her date.
Right, that was the gangster part. He came through straight Suge Knight-ish and was like,
he did.
I should have messed with him too. Like, now that I think
I can
about
really
it,
see what the energy was like.
Right.
Bothered.
Right. I'm gonna test your jaw, man. Let's see where you're at.
Because you can lie to my face, but your body ain't gonna lie when I touch her a certain way. Like you just, it's not gonna do it. So,
yeah.
I'm
They
sorry if
definitely
it's
both
petty
locked
J
in.
does, but I'm petty like that. That would be me. It'd be like, so this.
I mean, you gotta test the exes, right?
Rubbing on his earlobes
Right.
and everything.
Don't you feel like you have to test the exes though?
Yeah.
You need to know what's there. You know?
If
Some
they're in the
exes-
picture.
Some exes and some friends still like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Child, because I know I asked questions. I wish y'all would have seen that part. Cause I asked questions. I was like, so where you meet Walter? I was
Sabrina.
Come on, season.
I don't think I will ever forget your friend's date and how your friends jumped on that man.
I'm talking about the X date. I'm talking about the X date. And production
took me back.
told my friends to do that. Production told my friends to do that.
I believe it.
And they understood the assignment.
They
Right.
did.
They
To the point where production came to me and was like, we told them to do your friends to do that, but they did a really good job. So can you save Sean now?
Could you
and I'm
save
like,
him?
what are you talking about? I'm like, you told them to do what and for why? I was clueless. But either way, with the Exes date, I was like, I walked in and I saw Walter's ex. I was like, that's not his ex.
The whole world was like,
I was like, that's not his ex.
come on.
I was like, and it's funny because they didn't show any of my questions. I asked so many questions. I was like, so how you know Walter? Like, where you come from? Like, how long was y'all dating? I was like, was y'all ever dating? Like, well, hold on. I need some answers. I did. I asked a lot of questions.
So she wasn't an actual ex?
No, she was somebody that she met at one of his shows, at one of his comedy.
She was an ex, just from back in the day.
That's not what she told me.
X something.
That's what they said.
I know
on
what
the
Walter
screen.
said.
That's
Ex
what they said
maintenance.
on the screen. What she told me while we were filming, she said that they never really dated. They just used to hook up every now and then. Okay. And then she wanted more. He didn't. They stopped being friends. Then they became friends, and he was like, I ain't trying to be with you like that. And she was like, okay, cool. And they just was friends, and he helped her out with her business, and they just stayed friends. But they never dated. It was just a situation where she met him at one of the shows. They used to get together every now and then. She wanted more, he didn't. And I told her, and I said, well, so I asked all these questions, and then when I got the answers, I was like, well, if you're not his ex, I don't got no questions. You already answered everything. So what was the point? Like, the questions I had was for his ex. I was like, you're not his ex, so I'm not trying to talk to nobody that like he just like hooked up with every now and then. You don't have the answers that I have the questions for my questions.
Yeah.
Shout out to Walter for bringing up the word maintenance back in rotation, though.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it.
And what
I don't know.
exactly would you say to an ex? Like, what is there to say?
Well,
There's information to get, though.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of information to get.
Yeah, because I had questions for the ex. So the questions I had for her is how long y'all was smashing, when y'all start smashing, when y'all know each other, how long y'all know each other, did y'all ever get into a relationship? And then when she was like, no, And then they showed, she said, do you have any other questions? I said, I don't have no more questions. I said, because you not his ex.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough experience of the depths of him to really.
Right. How do they deal with conflict? All the above.
Yeah.
Look, I love your chat right now. Danny said,
I only have one
she
question.
was somebody's ex, just not his.
Right.
I only have one question. Do you feel like you could still smash if you tried?
Smash who? Is that the
ex?
The ex. That's what he would ask. Yeah.
That's what I would ask.
Would he still smash her?
No, I would ask, do you feel like you could still smash if you tried?
Right.
That
For
question
any
would
ex,
be,
like if he got a chance. Yeah.
that question could be so tricky depending on how.
Right.
How recent?
You got to wait till after about 2 to 3 drinks, though. You know what I mean? Like you got to.
I think that's a great question, to be honest.
Yeah, it really
is a
is.
great question, though.
Yeah.
I need the cameras to be going during that, though. You just don't want to ask that in a moment, and then you just, you don't get the whole.
That answer. That dude be like, yeah.
Yeah, like keep it real.
Give him Clifton energy. Yeah. For sure.
And then the follow-up question would be, how much?
And then wink at her.
Do you think it'll take? 2 days, 3 days, 2 weeks?
And then stick your tongue out like a lizard.
Right. You stupid.
Just feed her your pickle.
2 drinks and her favorite Jodeci song, and it's all right. And they're like swimming.
Right. The spot on the neck right there.
As soon as that Forever My Lady hit,
just lick that spot right there.
It's a wrap. I'm in there.
It's a wrap. I'm in there.
Oh, right.
That's how well I know her.
Right. We ain't even get through the whole CD. We ain't get through Diary of a Madman. We in there. We in there.
Oh, right. Oh my God. Terrible. Oh God, we are getting
honest.
Off.
I know. Yeah.
We may be a little off track. All right, let's get back on. We good.
Okay, let's get back on.
I blame Walter.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Once you brought Walter in here,
I shouldn't have even. I know, but it was relevant because it was like the ex's date. So you know. So anyway, whatever. Because that my whole journey was just a fraud. It was
I can't.
Can we have one of your wigs be Miss Leave 'em on the Bridge? Can we name that?
No, that's the original haircut. That's the real hair. The real hair is going.
That's the real Miss Leave. Okay, all right. I
was about to say I didn't wear a wig when I was on the bridge.
I'm sorry.
Sabrina was on the bridge.
That haircut is called.
What you been sipping, Jay?
That haircut is called Keep It Real. That's the Keep It Real.
Jay
on the bridge.
I was so proud of you for that.
Thank you,
girl. Yes, it wasn't a fit. I was rooting for you
because I wasn't trying to be acting like I was in a fake ass relationship for the next 3 months until the reunion.
CJ Dubs.
Nobody has time for that.
I wasn't gonna do it.
No time. And then my real husband out here, right? Thinking you booed up with a Walter. No, I'm available, honey. Didn't work out.
I was like, I need the world to know that I'm still single. I'm not gonna fake like I'm
bridge game. Bridge game.
Look,
Bridge game.
Your next T-shirt is #Bridgegate. I love it. Thank you, Mocha, for that.
Yes.
You said bridge game.
Bridgegate.
Gang.
Bridgegate.
I'm saying gang.
Bridgegate.
Bridgegate, but gang.
And since we're talking about if an ex could still smash,
Marcus.
If the ex could still smash was a photo,
Jamie is like.
Listen, you can't ask me that question because I could smash any of my exes if I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, they all spin the block over here.
Wow,
they all spin the block.
Like they circling the block right now while she on live. We know she home. I know that background. That's my favorite little chair we used to smoke in. You got it like that, Jay? Okay.
Just saying.
I'm not gonna say no.
Hey, Ty, you know what that means, bro. You know exactly what that means.
That's if I wanted to, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people ain't worth that.
Okay.
Yeah, none of them. That's why they're back there.
Hey, that just says a lot.
It might be one that's worth that, but that's a different story for another day. He might be worth it.
Moving forward.
Okay. And if I was
Next
that dude
picture.
and I knew
And the
that
next-
you
Anyway,
thought I
Wait a
was
minute.
Carmen
worth
and this
it,
Carmen-
yada yada yada.
Carmen
This
came
is
with the
brought
boom
it.
pap on this.
Yeah,
So
she did.
straight up, you
She did.
know. You can leave the picture up just a moment. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just
Yeah.
Crystal, I
messing
couldn't.
with you.
They banned
Moment
me
of silence for this
Rick Fox,
dress.
so I had to call
I
him
do
Robert
like
Fox.
Carmen though.
Yeah,
I
her
like
body is
Carmen.
off the chain.
I can't call him
Holy
Rick Fox no
Jesus.
more, Crystal. They banned me from that, so I got to call him Robert
Yeah.
Fox. Is Rick
Car-
Fox's older brother?
Karma's
Oh,
growing
okay.
on me. She's growing on me.
I like her energy. What do you like about her, Tyrone?
I got to hear her story, and she talked about her military service, and she talked about her injury, to her face and everything.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
She has injury to her face?
Hold
Yeah,
on,
she-
what?
Wait, when she tell the injury to the face story?
yeah, she was Air Force.
Yeah, I heard that.
But then her jaw was broke. I think she got like a plate in her jaw or
Oh,
something.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why it sits. Okay.
A little crooked.
Yeah.
I mean, I like defects in people. I noticed, but I didn't think of
Mhm.
like, oh my God, what happened to her face? But like,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Yeah, I like her energy. She's very balanced. I think she does a good job of like going after what she wants, and then sitting back, kind of like a woman. Like, well, what you gonna do? Like,
I
I
think
kind
she's
of like
a
that.
big old flirt.
I think she works
She
with
is a big old
men.
flirt.
She works with successful men.
Mhm.
So like being on scene is probably nothing to her.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, and that's
Repeat.
another thing that I learned about her. Like, because I think her and Joy had a live for like an hour, and that's when she mentioned a lot of it. But then for her profession, she does promotions and stuff. So, being around a successful man is nothing. So if they're not bringing it on the show, then
Did the dress slip on this scene? The right side look a little.
You is
Jay, you
on
still
the
focused.
dress.
Like, I haven't heard nothing y'all said. Nothing y'all said at
Nothing.
all.
Even in a
No,
daze for like
girl.
5 minutes.
Oh,
Look, do we
like-
need to? Can you separate him off in another room with the picture?
no, I
Right.
just no.
I mean, she's
I'm messing with
standing
you.
strong.
You know,
Yeah.
what I love about Joy and then what I love about Sabrina is the same thing. I like people who are real to themselves. I get who you are, and whether I love it or don't, I can always respect it. I don't like people I got to guess with or whatever. I like straightforward people. I like straight up, no trades people. Give me you and let me learn to love you. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And if I just can't get along with you, which is rarely rare if I really want to, then it's just like, okay, it is what it is. But I know who you are and how you are, period. And I love that about her. That's what I do love about her and respect about her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
These comments, yo.
Oh, I forgot to bring my other device. so
They ain't blink no
see.
time, huh?
I was like, I'm trying not to
I
look
can't
at the
see the
comments.
comments.
Every time I look at the comments, I just be like,
But she did say some things that would give me pause. If I was a dude,
Like
I was
what?
there.
he did.
She
When she
had
rubbed on these
said-
like this and was
no,
like,
he. I think it was when they got together. He was like, "You look really nice."
And she
And
said, all for
I
you.
did it for you.
all
She
for
said,
you.
all for you. And I
Mhm.
was like, I was confused. And I was
Tables-
like, well,
Tables flipped.
I was like, well, she is single.
But the other guys
Girl,
didn't
check
hear
the
that,
table.
so she's still just playing her role right,
Right.
and she probably meant that.
You know, but if she's look, I look at her, if she's in sports marketing and I look at marketing in certain fields, kind of like real estate, you have to sell yourself
sexy,
to
yeah.
sell the thing. So a lot of flirting is involved in these type of
Mhm.
fields. And I think that's also why the ex made that comment is like, she's around beautiful men and beautiful women all the time. Are you going to be able to handle it? Meaning that she's going to have to be a certain way to get the sale across to these people.
Yeah. And that military language too, that military experience, like we kind of cutthroat as well.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just feel like she's not in sales right now, though.
But the
She
men
found
eat
herself.
it up though. It's
But
like,
who's she going to meet though? Who's she like?
She going to meet Donovan and Paul with
And
Marcus.
Robert Fox.
You think she don't know that this is going to be filmed?
Yeah, she
So
knows
walk
it's going
up-
to be filmed. But you know what? After like the 6th or 7th episode, people get real comfortable. People get real comfortable with the cameras being in front of them.
Maybe this is her real comfortable.
And then too, I mean, the thing is, she is single at the end of the day, but I'm just like, dang, like you trying to make a connection back with your ex, or you trying to get to know the other guys, or you just gonna leave the options open and just may the best man win. I don't know. I'm confused.
I think she wants to leave the options open. May the best
That's how
man
she
win.
acts.
Because if Marcus wants to slide back in there, he might have, the way
Maybe
she set
this
it up,
that
he might
ex
have
that
a
get
moment.
that double back.
That gets the double back.
Yeah,
He might just be that,
You just say slide back up in there. Okay.
I'm just saying, every time she's single, sometimes you got that one ex.
If we would have said it, Ty, they would have been like, "What'd you say?" Like, no, I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
You got that one ex that's always there when you single. It's just like, hey,
this date for me was awkward. Like the energy was awkward. Paul was like, and P.O.'s my dude. I look, I like his swag on this whole, especially throughout this whole episode. He's just calm, relaxed in the pocket. But when he said something like, dude was like, okay, so where are you trying to go with this? He was like, date, then fiance, then marriage, and take care of her for the rest of her life.
Right.
Was there a lot more with the connection that I hadn't seen aired that really happened? Because that didn't fit with everything. And maybe I missed something.
I think he was put on the spot and just trying to say something
say the right
makes
stuff.
sense, the right thing. Yeah.
What are you supposed to
on.
say? Yeah. I just plan on smashing for a few weeks.
Honestly,
and then I'm done.
It depends on what's coming out this dress.
Depends. Like he can't say that.
Right.
Especially to the ex who he gonna be judged later.
Oh, somebody said because Eric was supposed to be there, not Donovan. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Or not P.O. Yeah. I feel like she got more of a connection with Donovan than she do with P.O.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
True.
Like there was zero. But that's what I'm saying. So for him to say that when they haven't shown to have a connection was
that's like right thing to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but in these situations, like anyway, let me just
P.O. sound like he was talking to somebody daddy, because that's what you say to somebody.
Correct.
Right. That's it. Like you selling real hard, bro. Like
true.
That's nailed it. Yes.
Coming to take my daughter out.
Right.
You need to know how to fight.
Well, some. right. You ever been with a man? You want to?
Right.
It was definitely a different. It was probably for me. It was the most awkward date of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just trying to figure out how P.O. was there first. I could have swore he was there first, but Donovan ended up on that side next to her. Like,
P.O. was over there with the daddy. He was
Daddy Marcus.
I mean, I can't call that man that.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead. I feel like you really wanted to put a Z on that. Zaddy. Go ahead.
Zaddy Marcus.
He was giving those Zaddy vibes.
He does. I'd go out with him.
Okay, well, he might be single. I feel like
let me get to doing some research. I
feel like you need to go ahead and get to Instagram and typing. Now he looks like he's a man of a certain age, so he might not be on Instagram. He might be on Facebook.
Fox.
Put it. Oh, Marcus Fox.
I don't know what his last name is.
He, like I said, he might be on Facebook, not Instagram. He's not that Instagram demographic.
He on MySpace.
Snap.
In that time, is that no, I'm messing with you. It ain't that bad.
Man.
He was rocking the salt and pepper though. Hit him with the zaddy.
Yeah.
Probably could have been on me. Probably could have been on me Hinte too.
What's that?
Oh, might be for your time, Jay.
That might be. It might be.
It'll be for all our times, Tyrone.
Oh, I'll be quiet.
Y'all good.
There's even a Korean one. Oh,
hold on, what? What happened?
She said her Korean. She said what?
Sodom. What's it called? Sodom.net.
What is that?
Oh, that does not even
what
sound
is that, Tyrone?
Sodom means hello in Korean, so it's like.
Oh, I thought she was going with
there's a Mihinte.
Why is Sabrina mouth open though?
There's the Black Planet, there's the Mihinte, there's the Sodom.net. It was the Asian Avenue.
Oh
was
wow, what is
It's
it, like a dating
Hi.
site?
bro, this is what, 97, 98, 99?
That sounds like something you get
Wasn't
a
that
mail order
like
bride
Black
on,
Planet
and
back
you just hit.
then?
Yeah, they had like something for every demographic.
I was on
Okay.
Black Planet.
Yeah, I remember Black Planet.
Yeah, me too.
I remember Black Planet too.
Who's
That's
in
when
your
I had
Who's in your top
AOL.
10? Was your Exes in your top 10?
I don't even think I had a top 10.
I wasn't on there like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Marcus asks what their intentions are with Carmen, and Marcus pretty much tells them that they need to be emotionally, or they're going to be emotionally challenged because she's always around like athletes, beautiful men, beautiful women, and pretty much him and Carmen, they talk, and she's like, so who do you think is my best fit? And he does talk about how, or Marcus does say that Paul is going to be kind of soft or a little soft for her, and that Donovan will be more of a fit for her role. So, right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he said P.O.
been
was
solid.
soft.
Yeah. I was
Sure
gonna
said
say
P.O. was soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donovan's been solid the whole show. You know, he's just been solid.
Yeah. I like Donovan.
We know.
Yeah, me too. He seems cool.
Whatever. Okay. See, I'll be going off the lives. I just be playing. I just be joking. I just be on JoJo time when I be
Donovan
on.
is cool. We got. He's cool. He's a good dude. He's been solid.
Yeah.
All right. So let me bring this up. So the next date that we have is Ace and I was gonna say it's Devon, but it's Devon.
I think it is Devon.
Yeah, it's Ace and Devon. Say it. So when I first saw Devon, I'm gonna keep it 100. I was like, oh my God, that is Ace. That is her type. That's her type. That's her type. So I really thought that he had like his own like swag thing going on. Yeah, so I really, Lord have mercy, I really like Devon, and I think he was pretty much taken back by Laverne's personality. I don't think he was really expecting Laverne to be Laverne. So, but you know, it is what it is. But Devon, pretty much, let me actually bring up the slide real quick. So Laverne does enter. Hold on one second. I'm gonna bring up the slide.
Laverne was out here Shirley.
Honey.
Laverne. He is a character.
Laverne is something, boy.
So Devon asked Laverne on a scale of 1 to 10, how jealous are you? Laverne was like 0. Oh yeah, I was so Devon was like, so you don't have like a jealous bone in your body? He was like, no. He was like, I don't. He was like, I could be next to Obama. This is when he's like, I could be next to Obama. I could be next to Jay-Z, and he can hold his own. He's like, it doesn't matter like who's in the room. It don't matter. I'm gonna be the dopest in the room. So how do you guys feel about his response to that? About him saying that from 1 to 10. He's a 0 at having no jealous bones in his body.
You know what I've been saying from the beginning.
I already know.
I want to know.
I mean, but you gotta respect a man who wears an A to the date. You know what I mean?
I'm not playing with you too.
I had to look at the shirt.
He did.
To represent his connections. For every date.
You are funny.
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
He hitting her with the subliminals every time.
He did it. He that's what he did for most of his dates.
He wore shirts with A's on them.
This one got it.
Yeah, look at his dates. Look at the dates. Wait till you bring up the next picture. But so like I've always said, like I've always felt like there's something deep there with Laverne, right? It always seems like he needs a confirmation that he is that dude, right? And if you feel like you're that dude, then you will never need to bring up another dude or be like, hey, just tell everybody that you with me and that's that, or spend the time to like bring another dude down in the date, and you see it over and over and over again, almost every scene. He needs some type of validation, some type of confirmation, some type of something. We talked about it earlier before. The confidence could be masked as, a lack of confidence in himself. I know I had an alter ego back in the day, and I explained it. And my alter ego is the person who kept me confident when I was feeling down. So I'll admit to that, and I kind of see those things in him. So, yeah, yeah. Like if every person that talks about you needs to put a disclaimer first, then it might be something there. Well, I'm not trying to be funny.
I'm just saying, do you be like, man, he cool and all, he got his personality. Is that what you mean?
Everybody's like, you listen to the lives, you listen to
You're
everything.
Right.
Everybody's like, Laverne. All right, so Laverne, Vern gonna be Vern,
Right.
He's gonna come in like this. He's going whatever like that. Like, yeah, I agree with you, Tyrone, and I agree with what you said earlier, Jojo. And I just want him to because there's something about him I like. I just want him to loosen up and be himself and know he's okay and he's safe, because I do feel like he has love to offer. He seems like the kind of guy who would just love on you the right way and give you the right attention and all these things. But these blockages that are coming off, like how you're saying, Tyrone, they're apparent and it's unnecessary. I can't tell how confident and comfortable he really is. I think a part of him is, and he thinks that he can be, but I don't know, that alter ego that needs to come up and just play the persona just to hide the parts of him that might still be tender. Let's see those tender parts, Laverne. What's really going on with you?
That could be taken out of context when you ask to see a man's tender parts.
Nah.
So don't put that on your dating profile. I want to see your tender parts.
I don't know. What tender parts would I want to see on a man? Tender? Tender is not the word.
I feel like a lot of times with guys, like when we go through, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was younger, I got my heart broke, just got my whole heart broke. And then it changed me to the point to where I don't allow myself to be vulnerable up front, right? And that I didn't realize, and unfortunately probably missed out on some good opportunities because I wasn't ready to lead with that again. You had to earn that. And I feel like Laverne is that same exact way.
He said that. He was like, well, you got to earn my trust and you got to earn my.
He was like,
he was snappy with it.
He was snappy with it.
His heartache might have been more recent. And then he's still in that, you got to build the scab up to cover the wound. And then the scab isn't ready to come off yet, But so
how long do you feel like you carried that, Jay? Because I also, some of y'all that get your hearts broken, you be like 15, 16 years old. And at 35, you still like, you got to earn my, and I'm like, that girl was 16. Like, how long do you carry? Because Laverne said he's never had a long-term relationship. So to me,
I think it's till you do your work.
Yeah.
I think it's till you do work. Hold on. Somebody said I missed out on I missed out on Monique from Sweetie Pies. Actually, she was just in town. We hung out the night before 2 nights ago. That's the homie.
I think I'm gonna tell you what I think it might be. And I'm speaking from my experience too. And me and a lot of my guy friends, what we do is we just figure out what a girl wants to hear for us to get what we need. Right.
What is that?
So we're giving.
We can tell, by the way.
So we're giving her that representative, right?
Yeah.
So when she ends up liking the representative, we feel some type of way because we feel like we can't trust it. The reason that we can't trust it is because she really didn't like us, right?
But you wouldn't show us.
But if you didn't give it.
Listen, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there, and it's this repeated process over and over and over again of this mistrust. She don't really like me because, subconsciously you didn't give her the true you to begin with. So until you're able to give that, to be able to grow and say, hey, like, I'm just going to give it to her, flaws and all. And if she still likes me, then it's true. But it takes a really, really long time to get that way.
We talked about this on my platform, Tyrone, with loving yourself on the Preparing for Love.
Yeah, we did.
I think that's really what it is. He doesn't love himself enough to not give the representative, because everybody that meets him says this is surface. It takes a while to get to know him, this. So whatever hurt he has experienced in his childhood relationships or whatever, he's not over it enough to not step from behind the representative to say, this is me, love me. Because he even has said it himself, nobody has loved me for me. Well, you're not giving anybody that chance to.
Right.
Yeah. I think another thing is like sometimes people need a confirmation before they're able to give themselves fully out of fear of getting hurt.
But you have to give yourself that confirmation. We're gonna get hurt.
True.
We learned this as a kid. We're gonna trip and fall, and we're gonna scrape our knee. It's gonna burn for a second, but 2 seconds later, we're gonna be back playing and forgot all about it. So you just got to keep that same energy moving forward.
But men and women are built different, though. Like we learned that by touching the fire, I don't need to go anywhere near the stove. Y'all will be like, oh, we'll just work around the burner. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, hell no, I ain't going in the kitchen for like 2 months. And then it's a different process for us. And
agreed.
I mean, I've been through a divorce. And when I went through my divorce, I talked about this the other day. And I was like, man, I was not going to date for at least 6 months or a year. Whatever girl that I talked to, I was like, hey, I'm just, if you want to travel, you want to hang out, want to do what we do, cool. But outside of that, I can't give you anything else. I knew I needed to heal.
But see, respectfully, you know that about yourself. So there's a part of self-love there.
Yeah.
There's self-care there. They're saying that I need this for me. It's him not having that for himself to say, you know what, this process is not for me. I'm not ready yet.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give somebody that he wants to give somebody that love. He wants somebody to love him for himself as well, but he's just not ready. And it's going to take a part of him to say, let me sit down for a minute, figure out myself for enough to say, okay, I can decipher who gets me and who doesn't, who deserves me and who doesn't, so I can move forward and find the love that I really want.
Yeah, and you're right. Does he know himself enough to have those boundaries, needs, and everything identified so he can even see who would be able to reciprocate what he actually needs? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't even feel like guys take the time, even like with you, Jay, you just said, oh, I got a divorce. Like, but you're down to go like travel, kick it, do this, do that, but you need to heal. So it's like, sometimes I feel like men distract themselves a lot and it prolongs the healing process just because, I don't know, maybe the way you compartmentalize or the way your process looks.
I actually stayed with the same counselor that we went to marital counseling with, because that person I didn't have to start over with. They knew all the work that I needed to do from the marriage. And so for me, it was, let's just stay plugged into counseling, get the therapy, do the work. And she has firsthand knowledge of the whole process. And so that worked for me. But I just wasn't willing to put anybody else through it. And I felt like a lot of times guys, or period, we don't tell the other person, hey, we're not really ready for this process yet. I feel like it's fair if you let the other person know, here's what I'm able to give. And if you need something else outside of that, I respect that part, and we can be good friends.
It's definitely a period too, like you said, Jay, because women do the same thing too. We're not always ready for the next relationship. Some of us do jump in from relationship to relationship and carrying baggage.
Yeah.
I mean, Sabrina said and I'm not saying that she's not ready, but she said, not you, Sabrina. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? You good? Good. All right. Sabrina on this show literally
2.0.
We call it 2.0. So 2.0, she said she had just 10 months divorce.
Yeah.
Like that's from like
a
long term. Yeah, from a long, like a 10-year marriage or something like that. Like that's quick. No judgment, because a lot of times with women, the marriage in y'all's mind was way over before the paperwork was signed. Like y'all was 2 years ago is when y'all, and so that could be that kind of case, but that's really quick, and to do it at this level, that's like going, you still got your floaties on your arm. You in the deep end for real.
But you see how it's working out for her. What did Tori say? He was like, I don't got energy for 3 people. She got connections all over the place.
Honey,
she out here connecting.
Right.
It's the Sabrina.
I've been out of it for a minute, but when I jump in, I jump in.
Not the finger.
Shame. I loved it. Oh my god. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it was funny because I had to take Tori's picture off the screen because people are like, "Are we talking about Tori?" But in real life, we were still talking about Laverne.
Yeah.
He was on that date though. Tori, I don't like it. I think Tori is a great guy. I do not think that this is the process for him. You have to be okay with seeing your girl that you like, that you may call your girl, talking to other dudes. And I feel like he loses himself, his power. I feel like he gives his power away when other men, especially alpha males, are in the room competing for the same exact thing. And I don't think women like that. So I think for him, if he's one-on-one, he probably would have had Sabrina. They'd have a great relationship. In this situation, he just gives his power away to somebody else, and she notices that.
Well said.
Therefore, he diminishes himself in her mind as well in doing that.
So, do you think he doesn't see himself as an alpha?
I don't think he has to. I think he brings a lot to the table. Like Tommy, you and I, we're okay in this process. Look, if you like me, cool. If you don't like me, cool. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm okay. I think for him, when he connected with her the way that, and we don't know, like y'all seasons are different. We couldn't talk to each other on the phones and all that stuff. So there's probably a whole lot of phone conversations that they had where they really connected, and he's vibing off of that. And then he sees her do something outside of their connection in his mind. And he's like, well, damn, I thought we had this.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And she's going through the process.
That's hard to take though, to see, to not be chosen early, like to see her give that kiss, man.
Yeah, but
I don't know how do you recover from that.
He ain't been right since the pool party.
But
after Truth or Dare, he was.
You're right.
Yeah, he was done.
Here's the thing with that too, though. Everybody there was even screaming his name that she was going to go to him.
Yeah.
So there is something there that was saying that she was leaning to him, and at least according to everybody else. So that does make it even worse for him on the inside. That would really scar your ego. That everybody, including myself, knew it was me.
Right.
And you run over to somebody else.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the same right away either. Like, bruh, I'm questioning this whole thing. Like, I'm lost. I'm sorry, I got triggered. I'm sorry, Tyrone. Yeah.
No. What we're doing is we're actually making fun of Sabrina the way she was treating Tori at the table. Like,
right when they met up after
on what we have.
After the party, honey.
That was game.
We went in. She straight pimped him that night. I will talk about it forever. I had to
at the dinner. At her dinner with him after the
he was like, what you not gonna do is you not gonna like put me, like if you gonna pick him, you gonna pick him. If you got to choose me over somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Like you can go ahead and choose him, because I ain't about that. Like I ain't about that life. Like my thing is like I like who I like, who I like me, who like me. That's who we gonna like, and that's what we gonna do. Sabrina was like, so what you saying?
It's all about us, baby.
She
was like, you not trying to do this? He was like, no, hold on. He was like, that's not what I'm trying to say. No, I'm gonna rock with you, Sabrina. Of course I'm gonna rock. That's why Tyrone was like,
but that's all him, because he should have never said that much. He should have had it in his head, like, okay, I see what we doing. I see.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we That's
how he should get it. He talked too much, like, bruh.
He said,
but you could tell, underneath he's still feeling very unresolved. Everything underneath him is completely unresolved. That dinner didn't do anything, but like you said, she sunned him a little bit, and because he was sweet off her, he let it ride. But the issue didn't get resolved. He sat in the date with her so salty. Everything is just not working.
And that's the thing.
And women, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like y'all look for leadership in a man, and if he can sit in the pocket and take the pressure, right, and still be the man that he is. And when we waver that way, I'm not saying lead somebody and walk them into the door. I'm saying, but if you can say, all right, cool, we're gonna do this, and this is what it is, but you're not about to do this. You have to, put your boundaries up and say what you cool and not cool with. And when she sunned him a little bit, she was like, oh, okay.
But that was the problem. That was the problem. When he got stunned, he
that's when he lost her.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, after he said all of that right there, he'd have been like, nah. To me, he didn't even need to say all that.
Nope.
He could have kept that in his head, like, okay, I see what we doing, and I know how to move from now.
But that's what I'm saying. This
relationship.
process isn't really his ideal process that
Yeah.
brings out his best features,
Mhm.
right?
Agreed.
Like it 1-to-1, that wouldn't have happened that way, and they would have still been in their vibe. But when you got, it's sharks in the water, man.
Yeah.
It's sharks in the water, and you got to be able to get your swim on. So, good dude though.
He's
Good
a good
Definitely,
dude.
definitely
I like
a
his
good dude.
energy.
Definitely
Yeah.
a good dude. You know, for the right woman, he would be it. But you right,
Yes.
the process is not.
This is not for him.
This ain't it.
Like he don't
He
need a
needs
whole
to
bunch of.
one.
He don't need the competition style. He don't.
Nah.
Nah, he don't like it. He don't work well with it at all.
And two, because I think he really, really, really likes
He
Sabrina.
did like her.
Mhm.
I just feel like he really liked her. Like after he brought her, because
Aw.
like you got to think about it. I said this when I was on live with Jay. It was like at 5 o'clock, him and Sabrina was toasting cupcakes together, and at 8 o'clock, she was nibbling on Demetria's ear, and they was transferring saliva juices. Like, and this was like 3 hours later.
Not
You
the
understand what I'm
I
saying?
think,
So,
yeah.
He's like, not with my cupcake on your breast.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Right,
What
he
you
like, give me my
not
cupcake
gonna
What you
do.
not gonna do is
my cupcake
Yeah.
back.
Give me that whole cupcake crumb
Give
you
me
got
my
right here back.
cupcake
Give
back.
it. Give it
Yeah.
back.
Troy said, I was
Yeah.
just about to choose you.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Leaving your ass on the bridge. I'm leaving you on the bridge.
I also think it was the way that she did it, where she tried to fake like she was, indecisive about it. But ultimately, she was happy as hell
Right.
to give him that kiss.
Oh,
Man.
She's exploring her options. She's fresh out of a
Man, a
relationship.
smart
She
woman
wanna
would have did
nibble
them
this,
both. I
kiss
would have hit
that.
you both. Now, secretly, I would have probably went to the one I really liked the first, but the second one still would have got because I'm like, I don't need y'all to know right now. I don't know.
Jay
where
a
I'm
whole
at.
pimp over here. She a whole pimp. She a whole pimp.
I would have did the same thing.
That's a
Wouldn't
better
How you
option.
come back? How you recover from the kiss, though?
Wouldn't
How you
nobody
recover
know.
from the kiss?
That's
Jay, you
on
would've
him.
been-
He kissed
Jay-
me. He
Jay,
kissed
you
me.
would have been cool with that?
He kissed
Who,
me.
me?
I done turned
Yeah.
the cheeks on real quick. Like,
But see, she
I mean,
still nibbled on
it
his
wouldn't
ear.
bother me, bro.
Because he said your strongest connection, Laverne said your strongest connection, or I think it was him, go nibble on that person's ear. So that was obviously her strongest connection. And Laverne was like,
In the
I
moment,
ain't
I
even
guess
know
so.
I ain't even know that they liked each other like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was shocked.
She
So he
sat by
thought-
him at the pool for an hour, and all of a sudden he's the strongest connection. I think
Right.
it's just fresh, and she's exploring options, and we
I think
get hot
Tori made it too easy
You know
for
what
her.
I'm saying?
I
Like,
think
Facts.
Tori made it too easy for her. He put everything out there,
True.
Yeah.
chose her early, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, sometimes y'all want a little bit of a challenge. That's why a lot of times y'all start out dealing with the thugs because the thug was a challenge. Then you realize, okay, that ain't it. I'm going to go get the engineer because that's long term. I can rock with that, right? And that he was the engineer up early. She got to go through her thug stage. She's been in a relationship for 10 years, man. Give a little bit of that thug passion, Walk with a little bit of swagger dagger, man.
But I also
Demetrius is not the
tricky.
thug, though.
No, I'm
It's
not
just
saying
tricky
that, but
because
he
it's-
has the mystery.
I know.
He has the
Yeah.
mystery of the
He is
thug.
definitely the mystery, though, because
Mystery.
it's like, everybody want him, but they don't know why.
Exactly. And it's because he doesn't do exactly what Tori did, which is put it all out there up front. I have value, and that's why I'm not saying something to you. That's why I'm cool being on my own, and I don't need to chase you. I'm of value, so you can come find me. I bet I gave y'all the eyebrows and everything. Like,
No,
I did
yeah, I
that
was like,
stuff.
hold up, Jay. Damn.
She said, I
You saw
found
the
you.
show?
I'm
You
like,
saw the
damn.
numbers.
I have found you.
Right. The lady said, she said, I need a soldier. Y'all want
Yeah.
that soldier,
Yeah, I
But
see
that
what you're
is
saying.
that is real. Do we sometimes go through this period where we do go for the one that is a challenge or whatnot? Hell, I know how to be that mystery for people to make them come for me.
And you got to think about it. She has been in whatever the relationship is, so she already knew exactly what that marriage was for however long. And I believe it was double-digit years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is. So you want a little bit of mystery. You want a little bit of mystery in your man.
That just
I
let me know
just
she's
want-
not ready to settle, though.
Yeah,
she's just looking
she's
for something to play.
Yeah.
correct, and I don't blame her.
Which she has a right
after
to do.
being-
This is the show
Correct.
to do that. Yeah, this is
Right.
the show to do that.
I just
Game
with
on.
men, I don't want, and men and women, when we talk about these performative things that work and that don't work, I just want to be careful with that because at the end of the day, it still needs to be authentic. Because when it's not, it comes off like you trying to be too mysterious. I think you don't like me, so I'm gonna move on. Like there has to be a balance.
for me.
Don't trick yourself out of something because you're trying to be mysterious and be a thug and be a little, as long as it's authentic, because I don't know how you feel, or ladies, but yeah, maybe there was a stage in life. I've had the thug thing. I've done the whole, but then I don't want to do that anymore. I want somebody to be a straight shooter and like, let's make this clear and plain. So please, if you start moving weird and it's not authentic to you, I'm going to feel that. And that might confuse me rather than draw me closer to you. Just saying.
Yeah.
I just want to throw in one more point. I want to know what y'all think about this. Have y'all heard of something called the cheerleader effect?
So basically, the
cheerleader effect just means that you become attracted to the person in the group where most people in the group think is the most attractive, right? So once Donovan came on the scene, she had a date with him, things kind of changed for her, right? So sometimes egos can come into play. Maybe she feels like she one of the top ladies and she can get one of the top dudes.
Absolutely.
So
that I can see.
It's called the cheerleader. It's called the cheerleader effect.
Because that would make sense.
And she was.
I call it the man on campus. You be chasing
that would make sense to use Tori to get Demetrius' attention, and then when Donovan come, you're kind of like sliding from both of them onto Donovan. So yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I say, for Tori, this just isn't his process that shows his skill set the best. That's all. He's a great dude.
And he does seem ready to love, actually. So I'm glad they didn't, boot him. He could
sing the theme song. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure. You want to look it up, Sabrina?
No, I was trying to turn my camera off real quick, but I completely disconnected the whole thing. So
and you're back.
Yeah. So
the settings just hit camera off or stop camera.
Yeah, but I don't.
Or you can get a stream. Or you can get a stream deck and just press a button. Are you? No, I'm not.
Like he ready to buy you a stream deck. Is that what's that?
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I heard gifts in the mail.
I was like, come on, bro. Come on. I feel weird calling you Ty. I always call you the logo, bro. So I'm gonna go back to calling. I call Ty the logo.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work.
So, because we've jumped. Okay, so Donovan says pretty much that. No, Devon says pretty much that Tori is on his way in. He was like, even though you're not the jealous type, he was like, what happens when Tori gets here? And Laverne pretty much says nothing. He's just like you. He's just a spectator. So that happens. And Devon, I keep wanting to say Devon. Devon talks to Laverne and he's pretty much like, so if Ace wants more kids, are you down with that? He's like, yeah, if that's what she want, I'm saying? I'd be taking my ginseng. He was like, his blood be flowing and it's good. And sometimes he got to check his pants, make sure everything is good. So that happens. Before I move forward on and talking about how Devon asked Tori.
Jay,
do y'all want to comment on that part?
Can I? I'm leaving that alone. I'm leaving that whole thing. I just thought about something though, and Ty, if this offends you, I apologize. Damn, that's weird. Thank you. Right, Z? That's weird AF.
Right.
So this show is not for the man that chooses his woman early. With my season, there was KG. Okay. On the last D season, there's a young man, bald headed, suave brother named Ty. And then this season, there's Tori. And both of them locked in early, and that was to their demise.
Funny you say that.
So as much as,
It's funny you say that because half of them chose earlier than I did. But apparently that's okay this season.
Evidently, Ty felt some kind of way about them still being around, and they I gotta go, but he can stay. Right.
I mean,
but you don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody said Shiloh is my wife.
It's never gonna let that go, man.
Dang,
They don't got t-shirts pretty with that on there.
That really threw me. That threw me last week. I was like, oh,
I respected that though, because the most guys are playing. Most people on this, a lot of people or some people are playing the game. Okay, and the gentlemen that say, "Man, this is what I want, and I'm all in."
Right.
I respect that, man. Because
But
what
I
y'all
mean-
complain about with us dudes is that we don't choose, and so when a brother does choose, he got to go home.
Yeah, that's
My
unfortunate.
exes
I prefer
last
the
week-
choice,
But
but
that's another
Right.
game show.
Yeah.
That's another
Right.
show.
Well, I'm saying,
But,
I
like,
asked you last
okay.
week when it's too soon is when it's too early for you guys, because it kind of makes no sense. It's damned if I do and damned if I don't on this show. You know, I don't know when is the right time for you guys to make an actual choice.
I mean, would you guys know? Because Tyrone, let me ask you, like, did you really know Shiloh when you said that? Did you know her?
They was playing
You
the
know
game.
what I'm saying?
Pathetically.
Where, Sabrina, 1.0,
There you go, Sabrina.
Where you go? I'm very
Listen, I'm not
curious
in this
because
mess.
some guys are like, yeah, I knew when I met her and they're married 30 years. But some guys are like, oh yeah, I know, and it's coming from
Well-
somewhere else, and it don't work out because they don't know the girl.
Well, Jamie, I don't think Ty knew her that well.
I mean,
curious,
obviously, I
Tyrone.
don't. Obviously, you know,
You
I
knew what
didn't-
you knew, and you thought
I
you knew
didn't know
enough.
her, but in the moment, you know, you're going with
Because wife is like, you was a ring, like
no. He
forever.
He was comparing the
That's
two.
not how I explained it.
Who was the
It
other person you were
it was-
comparing to, bro?
It was the ranking structure, Zadia and.
Everybody saw it, Ty.
It didn't
Everybody.
work, Ty. Just
Listen,
go ahead.
I
It
covered the
didn't work.
show.
So
like,
Shiloh was your wife, but who was the?
It was his married and killed.
I said I
That's
could
what it
see.
was.
Yeah, it was like I could see this person as my girl, this person
Who?
as my
Who was that?
lady, and this person as my wife.
Say a name. Say a name.
It was
What?
Zadia,
Okay. All right.
Sabrina.
Oh,
Shiloh.
Sabrina.
God damn it, Jay, you knew that shit.
I feel like I see a lot of guys do things like that, you know, like I want this, and then it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm just
Sabrina, can you
curious.
put Ty next to you on this episode so y'all can be together finally? Like,
Look, Tyrone's face. Look at your face, Tyrone.
I don't know where this.
Bro,
He
you
done
tried to
checked
be-
out. He's like, I'm putting y'all on pause.
He done checked this off. He done turned the sound off. He ain't even listening to it.
Tyrone
He's
is like,
out. My bad.
this is not our season. I'm not on this episode.
Jay knew that shit 15 minutes ago.
You my dog, man. I told you from the beginning, I'm gonna mess with Ty today, man. You was trying to be all, oh, you don't want to answer questions how you normally will. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait till you get 2 more glasses. Go ahead.
Mhm.
I heard you hit
Yeah,
that refill just a while
This
ago.
was empty
Already.
too, so yeah.
Exactly.
Jay is not to be trusted.
I've been working all day. I got time now.
So,
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were on another scene.
so Devon says, or Devon and Ace have a conversation, and Ace is like, tell me what you think. Devon is saying that if she wants Tori, so she's like, he says, if she wants to lead, then she needs to pick Tori. If she wants to be led, she needs to pick Laverne. So,
Can we go
I thought
back?
that
to
was
the fact
accurate.
oh,
I'm
say it
sorry.
again.
Go ahead, Jamie.
No, I thought that was an accurate assessment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And can we just go back to the fact that the Devon saying that Ace is a alpha?
Yes.
I know we like to only use alpha and beta, like there's not other ones in there. They seem the only 2 that we
Sigma.
all know. But are we getting alpha from Ace like at all? I'll probably say maybe
I
a
know,
Sigma,
not even a little
Sigma,
bit.
Omega, maybe if anything.
I'm
she could
getting
be on her own, but
what a woman will lean more into alpha when the dude is not one. So I'm just assuming that Devon wasn't giving alpha.
But that gives me
so she was
Omega.
a little turned up.
That's an Omega then. Like you can switch to an alpha when you need to, but you know how to ride alone on your own. You're not alphas to me is more so I need people to lead. I need to be the leader of the pack. Or whatever. I need to be Sabrina. She out. She like no. I'm just like
she could be.
Huh?
The comments are killing me right now. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody put in there that Sabrina 2.0 is playing Mary F. Kill on this.
She is.
No, she could be.
She's unaliving Tori right now. Unalive.
Yes.
Very unalive right now. And she's marrying and effing Donovan. I don't know how Demetrius even fits in this.
I think that's this is gonna be interesting. This is interesting. Sabrina said I'm out.
She could be alpha
in
the right moment, like you said.
I'm not saying that she can't be, but I just don't get those vibes from her.
But you know what? We're not seeing all of Ace, because what I did realize in this episode is like, oh, she's funny. She's got a little extra.
Yeah, she showed a little something.
I love Ace.
She showed a
I
little
love
something.
her, but I think there's a lot more to her that we're just not seeing or haven't seen yet. So maybe, I don't know if we have an accurate assessment. Yes, peace, love, and light.
I'm not technically getting alpha because to me, and this is just in my opinion, I could be wrong, but alpha seems to need other people's presence. That's why I say I can get Omega, maybe even Sigma from her. When she needs to step into an alpha role, she'll do it. But I just feel like she'll rather sit back and be to her own vibe and let everybody else do what they do. You know.
So, Ty, what are your thoughts on Ace?
She cool.
She cool.
She cool. She's a fan favorite, you know. Always been one of my favorites.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Did Sabrina leave?
What's your favorite about her though, Ty?
Yeah.
Great follow-up question.
I mean,
like if you were on this season, what would be your,
I think it would be like she gives a safe vibe, right? Like, it feels like she wouldn't take your vulnerabilities and use them against you. Just kind of laid back when she needs to be laid back, aggressive when she needs to be aggressive.
Oh, we're using that word again?
Sure, my bad. Damn.
2 words that you can't use with a sister nowadays, bro. Aggressive and submit. Lead him out your whole.
You know he can use that with me. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about either of those words. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I just think sometimes you see things on screen, and sometimes you miss a lot that you don't see on screen. Yeah. Like Jessica says, she's calming with a sweet spirit.
I think a lot with Ace energy is that she's a vibe that you can get along. She can get along with a lot of people. She can just rock out because she's gonna let you be you, and she's gonna fit into your life the way she fits into it.
I think we have the best question that came up in the comments right now. Raven says, "I want to know who is Ty's wife, girlfriend, and lady this season."
Y'all looking for an answer?
Yeah.
If you
this
can
is not
give
me.
one.
This is in the comments, and it's not me commenting.
Shit. I would say
feel free if you need to come back to it.
I would say Ace, AP, and Joy.
Okay. That was up.
Ace, AP, nice selection.
Easy,
I ain't mad at
right?
that.
I like that.
I like that selection.
Okay.
So Ace is the wife, AP is the girlfriend, and Joy is the lady.
What is this? Oh, you just took difference. Okay.
Oh, they got
That's Sabrina's lineup.
Sabrina.
I like how you get this lineup so we can see who is not ready to go out on dates without.
Oh, I thought y'all was gonna do a Mary F. Kill. I thought that was Sabrina.
Well,
Give me the baby.
Order.
No, it's not in order for me.
No, yeah, this was shown during the show because Sabrina's about to go on 3 dates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that, but if it was Mary F. Kill, that's not in order for me. I had to move Demetrius to the kill spot. I'm sorry.
Oh well, if it was for you, I was talking about for her.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, they
Sabrina.
about to.
No.
They about to all
Sabrina,
meet.
you would kill Tori? He's such a nice guy.
No, Sabrina.
If it was Sabrina would. She don't got no problem with that.
No, I swear, if for her, it would be Donovan, Tori.
Are y'all talking about me?
No,
Yeah, Sabrina
2.0.
Yeah,
I was talking about
on
1.0.
TV.
That's why I was so
I was
confused.
talking about.
Okay.
2.0.
Mm.
And Sabrina 2.0 would be Donovan for Mary, Donovan for F, and Tori for Kill.
Somebody said, "Look who
You
doesn't
said
have
Donovan
flowers."
twice?
Yes, she ain't have Demetrius up in it. Demetrius is only a placeholder till Donovan came.
Oh my
Basically.
gosh.
And it ain't
I
gonna
just
work with
don't
Demetrius anyway.
I just don't know what she even sees in Demetrius, because in real life, Demetrius, he wasn't showing her no interest at all. And she even said it. I just don't know.
Maybe he just gave the
I'm with you
opposite
on
energy
that.
that Tori was bringing, and that's what she was attracted to. It kind of gave a little bit of that mystery. I think that's what it was.
I made a backhanded comment basically saying Sabrina ends up liking whoever's in her presence.
She was really about to marry Donovan on that day.
I started to get that vibe because didn't she say the BD energy about Demetrius?
No, she said
At
it
the
about
beginning.
Donovan.
Was it Donovan?
I mean, she said if she would have had a couple of more drinks, she would
Yeah.
smash.
But she had said some great things about Demetrius at the beginning. It's I don't know.
Oh, in the beginning, yeah. Before Donovan came.
Correct.
And then everything has been everything about Donovan. She even got the cartoon star eyes at Donovan with the X. She just like
giggling and
I
don't think the camera showed her looking at Tori since Donovan got there.
Yeah, that was awkward. I felt for him, man. That was
yeah.
So that was the moment where he should have been like, I'm out. You know,
I wouldn't have even gone if I was him.
saved
What is he even there for?
You know, sometimes if you try to leave, they want you to, they want you to stay for the sanctity of the show. So I'm wondering if that's happened at this point, and that's the only reason why he's still there.
I mean, I thought about that, and if you think about it, like a lot of people actually do have a reason to leave.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of the few seasons where it's like only one connection, one or two connections per person. And in this case, only the third person just barely hanging on. So I feel like they're kind of doing it for votes.
Sabrina, could you read what he said in this moment? Because that tickles my heart so bad.
Or else
what he said, please.
Or else technically they could have all been gone, right? Because a lot of them only have one connection.
What did Tori say?
So Tori is pretty much saying that. So Tori's energy is off, and that's what Sabrina is saying as well. And he talks about how she's having 3 connections is a lot to him. And he's like, I just don't have the energy for that. Because remember, he goes into the green screen and he talks about it. And then he was like, it is what it is, pretty much. He was like, because he hides everything with a smile. And she says that Tori's demeanor is very surprising to her. So that's what's going on right here.
He looks in pain like most of this scene.
He's just disgusted with her.
He's been that way for a few episodes.
He looks like he's very disappointed, and he's waiting for her to not disappoint.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, sometimes when it's like if I was sitting here talking to y'all and I was like, all right, I need to tell y'all something. Don't think about a white elephant, okay? Just regardless of what I say, don't think about white elephant. And I go talking about math. The whole time you're thinking white elephant. And I feel like with him, he's like just, leading with being disappointing and waiting for her to not disappoint him. And unfortunately, that's just where it is at this point, man.
Yeah, it's that cheerleader effect, man. He's stuck right now.
It is J-Dubs for me right now, because you said it, what I've been thinking is he does not have a poker face. It's not even that he don't have a poker face. He doesn't even have a poker body. He doesn't have a poker mindset. He can't keep it in his head. Like he has
can't hide nothing with a smile.
Yeah, it's like you even telling the ex, oh, I'm nice to. I like when she's like this. She's nice, Oh, I'm nice to you all the time. No, you're not. Like, bruh.
Honey,
Right.
had that look on her face like, stop swelling. No, you not. No, what are you talking about?
Right. Oh, it's just like your poker energy. We need to work on that poker game of yours. Come through, play a little cards, brother, because I'm about to take all your money while I give you these lessons.
Yeah.
Straight, because
Period.
woo.
And I really like Tori. I really do. I think
do
he's just
too.
probably a solid guy. Just like I said, not his process.
Yeah.
Wait, was he the kidney smasher?
Yes.
Yes.
The kidney smasher.
Yes, he
Honey.
was.
To rearrange your organs.
You need to come with the kidney smasher energy, my guy.
Man.
I need to see that energy on these dates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to walk in the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is.
For real.
Because women, y'all respond to that energy, man. Y'all really do. Anyway. Say it with your chest.
So anyway, Donovan shows up.
Looking all tall and confident.
And look at Sabrina's face right there. Not even looking at
look at that
nobody
eye
but
contact.
Donovan.
Look at that eye contact.
That's that
two.
look that y'all give when you say non-factor. Like you just, as if there's a divider and beeline.
This
was right after he said, is this right after he said, you're not nice to me? Is that right after this?
I don't
Maybe
think
that's
Oh yeah, it is because
He
Yeah.
said it
She
when
gave him that
Donovan
look.
wasn't there. So
yeah, he wasn't there yet. Yeah. So
Oh,
Donovan
yeah.
shows up and Sabrina's like, Donovan shows up all tall, looking strong and shaved and handsome, and he smells good, and his
Sabrina.
pants fit him great. The colors on his body
Sabrina.
are amazing.
Get it together.
She's into her character right now. She's into
Get it together. Get it together.
go, Sabrina. Say your monologue, baby. Do
I
it.
feel a little disrespected.
Do
You
it,
know what I'm saying?
I was feeling it. I'm like,
You ain't saying nothing about my shirt, my head today. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sabrina, say what you need to say. This is your channel. Go ahead. No,
Fresh line up. Got the jacket on, right?
So she like, I smelled Donovan's energy into the room before he did. Okay. So that was Sabrina's energy with Donovan. Okay. When he showed up. Okay. Forgot Tori was even there. Okay. And so pretty much that happened. And she was like, what can you say, Donovan? He's a charmer. So Milton does ask so Milton asked Tori, like would it work between you guys, like if y'all were to like move to the next level or whatever? And Tori's pretty much like, no, like it wouldn't work, because I feel like I still need to get to know her, she needs to get to know me, et cetera, et cetera. And then Milton asked Donovan, if you had to choose Sabrina today, would you choose her? And Donovan's like, yes, I would.
Well, he didn't answer that quickly, but I believe him.
Ding. So he did say that he would choose Sabrina, and then pretty much after the date, and he went on his green screen, he said it is still early, but it does feel good between him and Sabrina. So, and Tori just looked disgusted the whole time for the rest of the date. Like he just looked like he just did not want to be there. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So like y'all don't have nothing to say about Donovan. Y'all had a lot to say about Tori.
Donovan,
I think you said it all. Just
I know.
Leading into the scene.
Ain't nothing else for
He
us
smells
to
like
say.
a diet chocolate early in the morning at 5 a.m. Straight out the factory's exhaust pipe. Like, damn. Right.
Not the good diver chocolate early in the morning when the sun is just rising and freshly setting.
Right. He looked like he just bathed. He just sleeps in satin sheets. Just like, what else we gonna say? Like, you got it? Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So you guys know that Sabrina does have 3 dates. So she does go on the date with her ex Milton, and she has the date with Demetrius. And they both pretty much talk about how they look alike. And he was like, I can see why she likes. Oh, okay. So And that's pretty much it. And Milton is he's giving information to Demetrius about Sabrina and about how she likes to be included, et cetera, et cetera. And that's pretty much it. And Demetrius talks about how, like he thinks Milton is like a cool guy. So did anyone have any comments about their date? I mean, it wasn't really much to.
Yeah, about Demetrius talking about the fact that he not used to including a woman in his.
Oh, he did say that. Yeah.
His whatever, but he'll work on it. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I did notice.
I mean, it just doesn't seem like his type. He said it without saying it because he was like, oh, it's not a red flag. It's just, personality trait or whatever, which I agree. I think he said it the right way, but do I think that's what he really wants? No. Do I think he can honor that in action? Probably not.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something about Demetrius. I'm just.
I can't.
I can't either.
And you know what? He gives me the same, but he gives me what I was getting from Walter last season. Mm-hmm. And it's not the same energy because, again, when I talk about these people, I always give my disclaimer. I don't know them personally. Right. I would be happy to hang out with any of these people, but I'm talking about dating and looking and something is
just right.
Something ain't clicking.
It ain't. I could never.
I couldn't either.
And yeah, it's just.
So who's his interest right now for Demetrius?
Demetrius.
Sometimes you gotta love yourself.
I mean,
Demetrius is it. I mean, he say things, but it seemed like it's just more of a challenge to the other guys than it is for him actually wanting them.
So do y'all think
Joy
he stays?
Him, she was like, do you really like anybody here? Like, are you connecting with anybody? She kind of read him 2 episodes ago, and I think she was right. Like, or are you just here to like stir stuff up and be whatever? Like, who do you really care? He even started the conversation.
Tina said it too. Tina even said it too. So that's a new person that don't even know you saying the same thing. So it's just like, I mean, Tina his other backup right now, but I don't know.
Tina can she can see she's sensing the red flags that she's trying to avoid. That's what I get from Tina.
But he was at her date.
And she said she's warming up to him.
8 minutes later.
Yes, but then she also said she's going to trust her gut. And I know exactly what she was talking about because she came at him hard last episode. And for her to, after the date, to resort back to saying, I think I'm going to trust my gut on that. I know what she's talking about. So she gave him a chance. She gave him some time, but it's still a no.
She gave him some time. But then in this one right here, she said that, she's warming up to him. So
see, and we talk about that all the time. Her gut already told her when she said, we was here and you ain't even talk to me.
And I hope she sticks to it.
Your gut already spoke to you.
Correct. So she's still in the space where she's trying to convince herself, but she's already given him too much time. I really want her to trust her gut because she's right. Your gut's always right.
Yep. Mine was. So we have BJ, who is actually meeting, or who is Tina's ex. And
from when?
Yeah.
From when?
0304.
I was getting ready to say, let's go back to that picture.
Can we do the math? Can we try to figure out this math? Because maybe I'm carrying my ones too far.
You say the math ain't mathing? The math ain't mathing.
I was going to say, I'm not the brightest. Maybe I need to get my calculator. Maybe I'm just.
Because I would put him at what, 36?
She's 31.
Yeah, it didn't.
No, but if you were in high school, 03, 04.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were talking about a mature relationship,
At all.
No, they said they started. He was like, yeah, because we started dating a long time ago. He was like, what was that? 2003, 2004. She was like, yeah, it was when we was in high school.
Wait, is this the one where he was in the shower and she broke the phone and all that? Is that the wrong person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of all the exes, he's the one that you should not have brought on the show.
Right.
This brother had he said, vengeance is mine, said the BJ. that boy came out and brought out some stuff that really has people looking at her sideways. Like, oh, you breaking phones now? Or you doing this now?
Right.
Like, you need to have a talk with your ex.
Assignment. He did
And
not.
he couldn't wait to give it either. He was like, "Oh, I get to share this."
Right. He's like, these cameras live? Are they on? Are they recording?
Right.
Got your ass. Like,
Got her.
Exactly what it was.
oh, did you see the look on her face when he was talking and she was like, "Nigga, this what we doing?" Like,
That's it.
Yeah, she was like, you tell the whole story now, because if you
Right.
don't do this.
oh, because she knew at that point, you know they about to air this. There's yes.
Yeah. So of course when PO, so Paul and Demetrius are the ones that end up meeting Tina and BJ, which is Tina's ex. And when Paul enters the room, he goes on his green screen and he's just like, wow. He's like, that's her ex. He sure is young.
I mean, he probably just been to have a good skincare regimen. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she only 31, guys.
Black people don't age.
Like he almost 50. Like they look, Tina and him look the same age almost. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say that, but they look like they almost.
You said it already. Yeah, the mic was on.
Listen, unfortunately for women, some of us women go through this. Wrong makeup ages you. Let's just put it like seriously. Makeup looks ages you. Certain hairstyles ages you more. So
I don't know. I just feel
I can't even speak on it. I don't even know.
Like Paul is almost 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's 20 years almost younger than him. So naturally he is young. She's young. I mean, allegedly.
Wow.
We don't have, she has, I mean, it's just true. She could say allegedly because we don't have ID proof. That's all.
Yeah, like because I mean, you got to think last season they got all of our ages wrong. Our names sometimes.
Man, they have feel like 42 and some other stuff. Like, what are you out here doing, sir?
Yeah. So maybe it's just, it might be a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
P.O. looks good for his age, though.
I think he looks great.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He looks great. So let me see.
I think she really likes P.O. I mean, he's an odd character, but
she says she likes the older man. When they tried to pair her up with Wiley, she was like, yeah, no, I kind of like the older guys. So
yeah. Facts.
And P.O., he got that smooth, that smooth uncle vibe. You know what I mean?
I was about to say.
Like that's who you want to. Yeah, like you, if your car ain't cranking, you want to call smooth uncle. He gonna have a cigarette just hanging out of his mouth like this, and be able to tap on the carburetor just right.
Hey, don't let it fool you. Hey, I can hear P.O. be like, hey, you know how I do? Roll him.
Roll him.
Yeah, because on episode 1, he was a completely different person.
Facts.
Yeah. P.O.'s getting into his groove, man. My man's looking real confident.
He's getting into what works for him. P.O. knows what works for him. He knows he's been at this a while. He knows what works, in my opinion.
Yeah.
P.O.'s an old sugar daddy, and I love it.
So Demetrius comes and joins, and P.O. was definitely taken back by him being there. He just was like, why is Demetrius here?
Yeah.
So, and then their date, I don't know. To me, it wasn't much to this date, honestly. And BJ at the end pretty much says that Demetrius would be a better fit for Tina.
Yeah, he don't know no better.
He don't.
Correct.
My man hiding in the shower. Can you really trust his judgment? Can you trust?
No, that man is trying to get her back, and he like,
He don't care now. He said, "I said what I need to say."
Let me figure out how I can get her back even more. Yeah, go with this guy. He gonna do you dirty.
Right.
Ooh.
I'll be that shoulder to cry on later.
I thought that BJ picked P.O. I think he picked P.O. Just a side note.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is my favorite one coming up, boy.
Oh, so that's everybody not picking Demetrius. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. I was like, BJ picked PO.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he said that Demetrius would be a better fit. Anywho. Okay, so we have Dakia and Cliff meeting Dakia's ex,
Terrence.
I like the way. Why did the camera?
Jay said he has
I
a
liked
lot.
it too.
So
I liked it too.
I like the way he came in with this one, man. I like the way Cliff came in. He was like, "Man, I ain't here for you. I don't even know why you here." And he was, started messing with her knee and all that stuff. The energy that he came with, I'm about that, man. Unapologetically. So yes, sir.
Yeah, dudes
let him know.
Dudes have a way of speaking to each other without talking.
Yep.
And a lot of it came out, and he ended up explaining it, in his in the what do you call it, the deliberation, not the deliberation, but the
confessional.
At the confession,
yeah.
The only thing I could think of, I was thinking about when I used to take improv class, and you'd be like, "Damn, I should have did this the last round." When he said, "I should have did this with Joy," so he could really see what the relationship was with the ex. And I was like, I would have been doing the same thing. Like, damn, I should have did this the first time with my real choice. Like, that's how I know he really liked Joy, because I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I could see Insecure, but in this case, he ain't really got nothing to lose. So.
And we all know Clifton is he's all 100% Joy at this moment. So anything else is just fill-in,
It's like extra, I think it was because of the way that the dude sized him up. I'd have felt some way too. You know what I mean?
He ain't even give him dap or nothing. He did not entertain him or nothing.
My only thing was at the end, why didn't we get from Joy's ex? We got pretty much from everybody's ex what they thought, but they didn't give us what Joy's ex thought.
Yeah, Joy's ex said that Clifton was going to be a risk.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
he's done some work.
No, Joy's ex said it, but Dakia's ex didn't say it. I'm sorry if I said Joy. I didn't say Dakia.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because no one else showed up.
Yeah, he was on.
But still, don't. We usually get what the ex thinks of that person, regardless. Though we got it.
Yeah, they didn't say
last season with you guys as people.
Yeah,
and that's weird,
honey. This meeting, Cliff was just giving what he was feeling, and that's all we got from this scene. He met Dakia, he met him, and he was like, "Yeah, okay." So next, he was like, "I ain't even here for it, but I'm gonna do it because I got to do it. But other than that, I don't want to do this no more." So
I like that energy, and I like, Tyrone, what you said about men having their own, code, and I like how he showed up on that. Like, please and thank you.
Anyhow.
He could have extended the ex could have extended the hand too. You know what I mean?
Right. Neither one of them did.
Yeah.
I feel like at Cliff at this point, he was just like, man, whatever. I don't care about you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice to her, but you a whole non-factor, bro. And all his energy, all his comments was like, you a non-factor, bro. I'm gonna let you know.
Pretty much.
So. He don't like that ex stuff. He don't play it at all. And I hope Joy is picking up on that.
Yeah.
This is to the guys though. If you walk into the room and the ex or somebody else is there, do you guys wait for them to extend your hand to it, or you greet?
I'm cool. Yeah, I'll agree. If it was me, I probably would have greeted. What's up, bro? You know, and it still would have been the same energy.
Honey, Cliff gave that. You better not reach your hand out energy.
Right.
Like it was all over his face.
He said it's COVID outside, and I only ate off of Joy, so I can't be touching everybody else. I don't know. I'm just one of those people that if you're the last in the room, you say something, you greet. So
that screenshot wasn't a good look for Dakia's hind parts. I think, you didn't really give her whole full glory, but it's all good. I just, you know
what?
I'm technical.
Well, guess what? I gave you a great screenshot of Carmen, so you
did.
I couldn't do it all for everyone. Plus, I was in a rush today. So we have the ladies' lounge. I mean, I don't even, okay, so yeah, we have the ladies' lounge. I have pictures of the ladies' lounge. Okay, whatever. I'm trying to get to the good parts. Okay, we have the ladies. Do y'all want me to show the pictures? I'm ready to talk about exactly what happened on the bubble gate. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the ladies. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, boom. Tori and Dakia, Sabrina and Laverne. Who shall we discuss first?
Let's get Tori and
Flip a
Dakia out
coin.
the way.
Flip a coin.
Get Tori and Dakia out the way because
All
that was
right.
nothing. That was nothing.
Yes. All right, let's do that because that was
Dakia is really, she's really gracious, and I love the way she puts everything out. I really like who she is and how she shows up. She's such a beautiful woman inside and out, and I don't know her, but
yeah,
she is mindful with her words, and I feel like I would work to be the same.
Yeah.
She never makes any of these guys, even when she had to sit with, I think, Wiley. It seems really important to her to let them know, like, nothing's wrong with you. That's not what this is.
Right.
This is just what the things were, very open and loving. And I think these guys are definitely worth the open and loving conversation, but I also got to deliver the facts. But she does it with a spoonful of sugar, and I like her style about it.
Yeah.
But then she tried to act like she was almost feeling him towards the end.
Yeah. I think she was serious. I think she was feeling, because he does have his own frame that he holds. He is ready for love. He does have a thing about him, but them two off to the side, I think there was some heat that she might have been feeling. I don't know if it's going to be a match and all that, but I could definitely see how she was like, he's kind of cute now. Let me rub on your chest.
Can we be honest with it though? She don't have no other connection. She done got rid of her only real true connection. So let's be honest with it. You got to start looking at other people now. And he is other people.
And didn't she say that about Wiley?
Facts.
Lie to me, please.
So
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. As much as it pains me, and I really don't even want to fly through this process because you guys know that I love actually like dissecting these situations. But okay, I love Dakia as well. But let's get to the meat and the potatoes. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Okay? Let's get into the meat and the potatoes.
Well, allow me to retort.
Go ahead, Jay, because I know I got the opposite opinion of Jay. So go ahead, Jay.
First of all, you don't know my opinion.
I know your opinion.
Don't just assume. Well, then you go first. No, this whole thing, it's a lot to unpack.
Yes.
I have a little girl, so I don't think that he was aggressive in a bad way, but I feel like I'm big on letting people talk, even if I don't agree with you, and even if I think you're full of all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna listen to you. He just came in with this is what I already know, blah 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 blah, and it's just what I'm feeling already. I feel like, look, bro, we all got to take an L. Everybody is conspiring against everybody. Everybody has their angle. This is a part of this process. And I feel like this was like an ego shot that he wasn't ready for. Like, y'all gonna get ready for me? I'm gonna blow this whole bit down. You know what I mean? And it was just like, come on, bro. Like, just go through the process. I think he's a good dude. I just feel like there's grace in allowing somebody else to talk. And when it's your time is up, man, take that L like everybody else. I feel like he did the same thing that Davey did the second Houston season. And I get it. Like, you already knew, all right, then just go ahead and let her go through her thing until you're not ready to love. Is that what you thought I was going to say?
No, I knew that's what you was going to say.
You saying that after I already said it.
No, I knew.
That's not the same. You should have wrote it down on some paper.
Why I know, but I heard you say it already before, so that's why I know.
Go ahead.
Oh, whatever.
Go ahead and retort.
Listen. as much, and I am not a Laverne stan at all, to the least. I do not care for his personality one bit. But my petty side was here for every single moment of this because of this energy right here. This energy is, if you ever known Joe Buttons, if you know Joe Buttons, this is Joe Buttons' classic energy right here. I'm going to give you a calm but firm, get on your nerves demeanor, and that's what he gave. He didn't yell at her. He didn't cuss her or nothing. She was cussing. She did all the cussing, all of this stuff. He threw her off from the very beginning by not even giving her the hug, because she thought she was going to sit here and play this little game. Like, no, don't play me. I already know what this is.
Right.
I know you about to dismiss me. Now, yes, he could have let her say her speech.
Okay.
He could have gave her that. I give him. He could have let her do that.
So are you saying you agree with me on part of this?
On part of it, but my petty side might have
Is your petty side your best side?
Not all the time, but it might have acted like this.
Okay. So your shadow agrees with this behavior. Is that what you're saying?
My good side says, hear it out, and don't give her as much energy as he gave, because he gave her some energy still. Or whatever.
And I'm not saying it's not warranted.
But but it was never a high tone. When I listened to it, he kept the same tone the whole thing.
I agree.
He didn't curse her out. She was the one who was cursing and doing all that the most or whatever when I looked at it. So I was like, why is she giving him this much energy?
Which, let's say it. It's not okay for her to cuss him, period. Like, I think if he would have cussed her, we've been all in upraise. All kinds. I can't believe he would this and that. But because it's a woman cussing a man, then nobody said that that's not okay. I'm going to say that that's not cool.
No.
Because then if he would have returned the same energy, if that same petty side that you're talking about, if he would have returned that same energy.
But this is the petty I'm talking about. This petty right here, when you can just keep a calm demeanor and that still gets under that other person's skin.
Okay.
That's the petty I'm talking about. That's a whole nother level of petty. Okay. That's a whole nother level. It's very few people that can master that, because you have to be tapped into your emotions not to raise up when they raise up.
Okay.
Or whatever. Okay. That's a different level of petty that is just like, you gotta watch him, because he's very manipulative with that petty. You gotta watch that.
So are you saying you're manipulative?
I can be. I'm not gonna even deny it.
I appreciate that. I think we all can.
Yeah, but sometimes my emotions tap in and I'll be like
Right.
Like, I wasn't supposed to act like this.
Damn, I did it again. God dang it. I was supposed to be better by now.
Right. But it was just so much, because what that brought out is a side of Sabrina that has been there.
Yeah.
And a side that we need to watch out for too. It's like, sweetheart, there was things he said that you reacted. First he said, you and such and such plotted against me. And she said, that wasn't the case. What do you mean that wasn't the case? Either that's a no, we didn't do this, or yeah, we did. That was the case means that something happened, transpired, and he's not too far-fetched from what he's saying.
But isn't that this whole show? It's like Survivor at this point.
Yeah, but you also gave him that energy to let him go off of that. So you did something to give him that energy. If you're telling a lie on me, it's be like, okay, bro, that's what you feel. Whatever the case may be, you're not ready to love. Bye.
Okay.
I'm not about to have a whole argument with you.
Okay.
For what?
I don't like how he snitched, though. You never tell your sources.
Yeah.
I don't like how he snitched.
Now, that part, he didn't have to say who said it.
Would you have snitched?
I'm not going to say exactly who said it, but I'll tell you that I heard it.
Okay. All right, I'm done. Well, we had our disagreement. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it just depends on the day you catch me, though. I don't know what day you catch me. He caught on his petty side. I don't know how true his live is, who called him with what information. I feel like production set him up by calling him, if they did call him, so they can get the reaction.
I feel like Ty is holding in a whole lot right now. His whole body language, he grunt like
no.
Come on.
Nothing. I mean, like Jay was saying, I'm kind of here for the petty too. You know, it's just that because it's him, and because like every scene they give you a reason to dislike him. So over time, because he did it, you're kind of like fed up with him. Do you know what I mean? But I also feel like even if he knew the absolute truth, how you handle it, you know, still says a little bit about you as well. You know, I feel like if he knew the truth, he could have manipulated that truth into making her look like a fool for lying about it, lying about everything. And there's a gracious way to go about it, especially your exit. That's kind of like the last thing people are going to see about you, right? And the way you handle that says a lot about you.
Fair enough.
He wanted to be remembered, I guess.
But
Yeah,
you
I
could
kind of
say
agree with all of you guys, though.
yeah, you could say that's him. Like even the fact that they showed his car in the walk up. Sabrina,
So-
do you remember anyone's cars being showed in the
Was
walk
it
up,
his actual car?
or was it Tommy's car? That we only see Tommy's car.
There was a scene, no, on our season, no. Not on our season.
Yeah.
I think they showed his car a couple of times. That truck, couple times. So,
So which one was worse?
And was it another A shirt too at the?
You stupid.
I think it was.
No, he had
I'm-
it was some like it looked like maracas attached to each other. That's what it looked
You
like.
sure it wasn't a heart with an A underneath?
No, it just looked like maracas because it didn't have a line going across. It just had like the stick. That's what it looked like, 2 maracas. But hey, it could be symbolizing the A. I don't know.
Ty, what are you saying, bro? I feel like
Tyrone be saying a lot, but don't be
I'm
saying
not saying
Yeah,
nothing. I'm
I
saying
feel
that
like there's a
he
lot.
has
all the
There's a
time.
lot.
multiple shirts with the A on it.
Yeah.
He's
So
So what does
sponsored.
that mean? What does that mean to you, Ty?
It means he was probably trying to send a message to
He's
Ace.
sponsored by Adidas.
Okay.
I wonder, did she notice that on the
Everyone
shirt?
know.
You
Y'all
said
finish
you
what
was
you're
about
saying,
to
bro.
No,
say-
I'm pretty sure everyone noticed.
Okay.
It wasn't,
Jay, you was asking what was worse with what?
His exit or David's exit from the second Houston season?
David's was still worse.
Yeah, David's took me by surprise because I was totally not expecting that from him, especially the way that he did it.
Was that just because of who he showed himself to be prior to that?
Part of that, yes.
I mean, I
Okay.
felt like he ain't even let her talk at all, and that just kind of surprised me.
Okay.
So
If y'all don't stop calling this man,
I would
Laverne
have
and
liked to
Shirley.
see Laverne go out with a little bit more grace because it is hard to just see him, that's the way he exited. Even though he didn't like what was being said, I still think he had an opportunity to show up differently. It might not have even hurt him to dig a little bit and find out what really happened from the horse's mouth if he really felt that way. He didn't have to hug her and be fake and all this and that, but I don't know, especially for a dude to be that turned, like, I don't know. He was really upset when I think he could ask more questions. And when it comes to Sabrina, I don't think she's used to being dealt with like that. So she couldn't handle it. And that was her extra turn up. Like, people don't talk to me like this. Like, I'm not about to sit here for this. She was shocked because he wasn't, I don't care how pretty you are, how sweet you look. I'm not fooling with you. Y'all are fake. I'm out. So,
And that's
I respect the concept of it. Like, I don't need to go through this whole process. I just feel like in grace, you allow the other person to do what they came to do. And then you're allowed the opportunity to retort and say your part. And that's what a conversation is, right? It's a sending and receiving process. And so when you don't allow the other person to send, and you just want to, then it breaks it down. And I think he's a better person than he showed to be on that scene.
agreed.
Yeah, he could have showed a better light, but he was showing Laverne.
I wonder if he would do that same scene again, because we all kind of after the fact, like, all right, if I had to do that again, dang it, I would have said this better, or I would have done that better.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think he would
Sabrina,
ever
if you ever
admit to
interview
that.
him, ask him, huh?
I don't think he would ever admit to that, even if it was the case.
Well, he just made
He'd
a
be
post
like, well,
about it.
this is how I felt. So
He just made a post about it and said that he apologized to Sabrina for that, and how he on the show or filming or whatever, he said that he never mishandled any of the women, that he did apologize to Sabrina and something else. So
Like he was being a gentleman or something, right?
It sounds
Right.
like he wants to be a
Don't
shot
talk
at
bad
somebody
about
though.
nobody, aside from nobody one, nobody two, and he ain't
Yeah.
shit. He ain't shit.
None of the women, but the men.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I really hope that because Laverne was the one to get eliminated, it's an unfortunate situation that he did go out the way that he did go out, because I know it was also said that he wasn't going to do any interviews. And he was just kind of done with everything that had to do with the show. And then he said that he was going to do interviews. I did see on a live, so he could be able to tell his side. But, like we say all the time, at the end of the day, it ain't but so much production can edit. If you've said it, if you did it, I mean, we don't have voiceovers and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, Laverne showed us exactly who he was. And I'm not sure exactly how the edits went, but I do know that it was a lot of things that Laverne said and did that I didn't really care for. But I hope that he does look back and he does reflect on the things in his actions, during this journey. But like I said, it's an unfortunate situation. And we really know how we're portrayed until at the end. And then we watch it back. And I know he probably feels a lot of regret, keeping it 100, because he threw a lot of shade on those other kings and other brothers on that show, as well as not being so, I guess, positive towards the women. So, but Laverne is Laverne. Good luck to Laverne. I do know he's single, so he is still single, ladies. So for anyone that's watching this that wants to slide in Laverne's DM, I did see that he was still single. And yeah, so
And he has a dog. My favorite part
Yes,
about
and
this
that
was
was
his
the
exit
last
interview was like, look, it's gonna be me and my dog, and I'm fine with that. Like,
Yeah, but see, even that energy,
So
that I wouldn't slide in his DMs for that. Like, I'm done. I'm not gonna be dating. Like, he's just poor guy. He's going through it. I really want him to do the self work like we all have to do.
Yeah.
somebody in the
Feel
chat said that
that.
he's a Cancer, so he's feeling this process.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. Just like Tori is feeling it, just like Laverne.
They're all taking it
they no
hard.
more.
Yeah, they're all
Cancer.
taking, but guess
they're all
what?
taking it.
A lot of them are taking it hard, just like a lot of people from our seasons taking it pretty hard
That's
too,
true.
because people from our season still talking about it, like in a sense of like they're still being attacked or whatever the case may be. Like this process is not easy.
It takes about a good 6 months,
Yeah.
for it to normalize. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I understand it. But Freak Tory, I think he deactivated his Instagram and was like, I can't. And then his other castmates went on live and was like, that's something that he needed to do. And then like the next day he was live again. I mean, he was activated again. So, I mean, people are he's probably not right now. He's probably like, I don't know what the freak to do. I'm going to deactivate it because but guess what? When you deactivate it, you're sitting here over here, you're deactivated and you're really like, oh God, but I really want to know what they're saying. And I really want to, I mean, it's in that you're in that stage where that love and hate relationship with social media, you're seeing all the effed up stuff that they're saying about you. You're reading it and it's nothing you can do. And then production has you like this, like you can't say anything until after the reunion. And then you're like, what the freak? And you want to pull your hair out. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
I do not envy y'all.
It's pretty messed up, to be honest with you, because you want to defend yourself because you don't have any control of the edits. But at the end of the day, like I said, it ain't but so much editing that can happen. It's just an unfortunate situation that everybody is not brought into the light that they thought. And that's the problem. Mentally in their head, they're thinking to themselves, oh, this is what I said, this is what I did. Oh, I know I'm gonna have a good edit. I know I'm gonna look good. I know I'm gonna look like I'm the man. I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, like them dudes over there, yeah, I said it, but I know it ain't gonna come out like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. And the women's like, oh, I'm good. My hair was on point. I was looking good. Everything is good. Like, you just don't know. And then when the edits come out, and if it don't come out like how you thought it was going to come out, it will F with your head.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens with a lot of us. And then we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to handle it. And it's an unfortunate situation. And that crap can make you go crazy a little bit if you're not really mentally all the way there when you first started this process.
And there's two sides of that, right? So yes, you can't control what they air. But if you look at the other side of it, I learned about myself when I was watching myself on the show. But I was also present I was open to that part of the process. I didn't think that I was like, I know me, I'm 40-some years old, I got this. And then I'm like, oh man, I could do that better. And Kojo did a review of me and he was like going on for me about 30 minutes. And I sat and watched it because I respected his platform because he really gets into the psyche about it. And I was like, okay, I can see that. And I talked to him and I was like, bro, this crazy is that he was spot on some of the stuff.
Yep.
And so I think if we get past the point of being upset and get past the point of being surprised, because at this point in life, we're used to being able for it to be our narrative. And you don't have that in this opportunity. You know what you filmed, you know what you said, and then there's all this footage, and then there's only so much, a 50-minute show or whatever case it is. And then so once you get past that, hopefully he'll step into the part where he's like, man, okay, I can be better. And I really am a better man now because of doing the show, because I was able to see myself from a viewpoint that I would not normally be able to see myself. And hopefully everybody gets a chance to get to that point.
And see with that, Jay, that's where I say, like, with this, in this process, if you're not strong enough, at least take accountability, because the truth is most of us that are watching are looking at ourselves through you guys, but it's easier to point it out with you guys than to say, you know what, that was me.
Yeah.
It's a few of us that sit there and say, I can understand where you're coming from because I've done this before. I've been in this shoes. But most of us is looking at, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Forgetting that 2 weeks ago, I just did that.
Exactly.
Come on.
So
that's literally the exact, and this isn't like a shameless plug, but that's the exact reason why me and Joy and I did the podcast, Failure to Communicate, because we went through this process and had all the ego stuff and dealt with all the stuff. And then was like, wasn't even talking. I'm talking about we was passing by each other in places where the rest of the cast was not speaking to each other. And finally had a conversation. Was like, man, let's just sit down and talk. Let's get to that point where we can see outside of the situation and deal with it. And now we talk about that stuff because people do see themselves through the lens of their own experiences when they're watching the show, and it creates those conversations, hopefully. Yeah. And I think that's the best thing about the show is because it allows people to have the conversations that they might not be able to have if they were looking at themselves. But it's easy to say, well, Cliff and Joy, they blah, 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 blah. You really might be talking about your relationship because you're going to see the stuff that you see in your life. So
because a lot of times
that's what I've said that
before. I've looked at you guys on various different people, and it's like I've seen myself in each stages of doing things, and it's just like, oh, maybe I didn't show up too well in that moment. Oh,
Can I just, Ty? Well, I haven't seen you do this since about the first 10 minutes of the show. Just that drink set in. He's chilling now in the back of the chair.
Yes, I don't know. That's why I try not to judge you guys too hard. If I do judge harshly, it's because I'm really judging myself in those moments. So I'll try to bring myself into it. It's just like, I've been there, so I know from a place of being there. I'm not just spitting this out or whatnot. So
we're all mirrors for each other. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed. Very well said, Jay.
Yes.
Except for Laverne on that last scene. I don't necessarily agree with that, and that's not a mirror. No, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he's not a mirror for nobody except for my petty side. Except for my petty side.
Right.
But it's such a it's a reminder to breathe. He's like, we underestimate the power of the breath. Take a deep breath and go in present. Even that one moment from him, I think, could have changed a lot of the outcome. Just ground yourself. But somebody put on the comments that he walked out from the car ready to get it. Like, that was just going to be fire from the gate because there was no moment. So for me, when I was looking at that, I was like, okay, Jay, remember to breathe. Because we all got the propensity to get a hot head over something, or what you heard, whatever you steamed and brewed over it in the car. Then you feeling this way, you compiling the whole, experience. And then what this person says, so you're going to come in guns blazing because all of the opportunity is there. So it's like, okay, next time.
He could have been listening to DMX in the car and got out the car.
What
my dog said?
we got?
I tell you, he better than me because he held that no button composure all the way through. I'll be messing up. I'll be like, damn, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna just let them say what they say, get under their skin a little bit, and they say one thing. I'll be like, but you said.
So real quick though, how do y'all feel about Precious telling him that information? Because he said that Precious told him that Sabrina, Carmen, and Tina had already planned to, have vote him out like the week before or whatever. So how do y'all feel that Precious told him?
Listen, Precious was a tell-all book because she done told about the kiss, she done told about the plots, she done told about the turn, she done told about everything. She's like, I'm going out with a bang, and y'all getting all this info when I leave.
She sure did tell Sabrina that Tori kissed.
Because I'm trying to figure out who Sabrina heard it from, so I'm like.
But then even for Sabrina to bring that up, that was still after she did what she did. So I didn't like how she was like, oh, he did that to get back at me. Or it's like, girl,
to get me back. Like, girl, okay, ego down.
Relax. I don't know with Precious. I think because I haven't had to go through what you guys have had to go through on the shows. We and Gus talk about it in our show. It's looks so challenging, but you were right, Jay. We all go through the same things, and it's an opportunity for these conversations. But with I'm just not sure. I think when you're friends with people and you're having these casual conversations and blah blah blah, she probably had a moment where she thought her and Laverne were like mad cool, and she was just like, "Well, I heard this and said that." I don't know if she literally was like, "I'm gonna throw a wrench and let my name linger into these next 3 episodes by spilling all the tea." Maybe she just had a moment thinking they were cool and was like, well, I'm leaving. So, they said this, and just to let you know, watch your back. Like,
so it was
Sabrina,
just the oddest names though.
I've never been in the ladies' lounge when y'all go and talk, right?
Okay.
It's totally separate. But from our season, there would be conversations that were had before the lounge of, I'm not messing with this person. I don't like him either, blah, 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 blah. And even on our side, men would have conversations. And so I don't think that going up to this, it's any different than any other lounge on the men's or women's side. So, I mean, correct me. Did y'all have conversations leading up?
So I'm gonna say this.
Also, basically, you're not going to say that y'all didn't. Okay, go ahead.
So listen. So from my understanding with our season, I heard from a couple of guys that the men didn't talk to each other. Okay. There were a select few that did, but for the most part, the guys did not talk to each other because they were like, I don't care what they got.
I wasn't asking about the men.
So with the women's lounge, right, what had happened was I don't know about. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know about the other women.
Look,
listen, I don't know.
We got a term down here in the south called crawfishing. So if you walk up on a crawfish, it'll pull back like this.
No. Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. There were a couple of women that I did talk to, but there actually was only one woman that I talked to, where it was we discussed the guys. But other than that, I didn't talk to the women like that. Like honestly, I wasn't friends with these women. I just didn't talk to them on that level. Now, if that's what they did, I heard they had group chats and everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I wasn't a part of any of that. Right. So it's like, I feel like I can't speak on it because I was not in the group chats and I really just didn't care what they had going on. Like when I used to say in my confessionals, what they got going on and what they got going on don't got nothing to do with me. Like I meant that crap.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care. And it was none of their business who I had a connection with, who I was talking to, who I wasn't feeling. I didn't realize like it was a conspiracy thing where people were ganging up and groups of people were trying to get people voted off. I didn't realize none of that was going on until right before the house scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't know, but
Okay.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. All I'm saying is I wasn't a part of it.
As a watcher and having never been on the show and whatever, sometimes it's kind of a bummer when they don't let it's still called Ready to Love. So some of the competitiveness is all right, I guess, but as a viewer, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So it's like, okay, so you don't want them to be together or what? Like, why are we still, I get that there has to be, 12 episodes and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes it's hard to watch the whole competitive nature of things because it loses its authenticity and some of the true connection a little bit. It puts something in there that's a little like, I don't know, this is Ready to Love. Let's just leave it at the love.
I think it also, but like, so here's the other side of that, right? Is that if, for example, if there wasn't the competitive nature, you wouldn't see what's going on with Corey and some of the, I'm sorry, not Corey, Tori and some of the other people, right? Because that's something that may happen in real life. If your ex does come around and then all of a sudden there's this competitive energy, then how does your man show up? And as a woman, that might be something that y'all want to know up front, right? Are you going to be what you may consider in the heat of battle? You're going to stand up and rep, or is it going to be, I'm going to fall back and do that?
See, I don't know. I don't know. I can only speak for our season because with our season, with the competitiveness, I understand being competitive, but being competitive is one thing, but lying and talking trash about the other women to the guys so they don't like you is another thing. And that's what was happening with me. And because that was happening, it was also turning the guys off where they didn't want to even communicate with me. They were like, oh, Sabrina, XYZ, I'm good. Because that's why, it was other women in the guys' ears saying things that weren't true about me, which made them not even want to pursue me anymore, but they were lies being told to them, so they weren't even interested in me anymore.
All that energy is weird. I mean, I guess it could be real life because you could see somebody out like you're saying, Jay,
absolutely,
and have that same thing.
It happens in real life anyway.
It's
right.
High school. It's high school though.
It's high school,
but it happens
to be
what it is.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
It happens.
I mean, dudes, like, for example, and I'll bring Ty into this, right? Ty, logo, fam. So if you're out and about, you see an attractive young lady. I call him Logo because he shot the best shot ever from the half court on his reunion. So
I'm not
if you're out with a young lady,
like, do it.
If you're out with a young lady and she's with you, because of your level of confidence, most guys aren't going to necessarily come over and try to holler at her while you're with her because of how you present yourself. But in an environment where you don't exude that confidence, you might run to the restroom, you come back, she's sitting with a whole nother dude. And I've seen that happen because men are reading the room.
I've been that dude to be like, I could get her.
I wasn't gonna say that, bro. That's why I brought up the Logo comment. That was an alley-oop. And
I feel like she don't want him.
Get it or not.
She don't want him.
It happened to me. It happened to me at the pool party. Like when I was going to talk to y'all. Do y'all remember? I don't know if y'all remember. Jay, where you go? JoJo. No, in real life, because I was like, Walter was in between my legs. We talked about the whole flower thing, even though that's not how it went down. Talked about the flower thing. He was in the pool. I was sitting on the side. I was like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take my mic off. By the time I took my mic off and I came back, I was only gone for like 6 minutes. He was in between, I think, Mumim's legs or somebody else's legs. I was like, God dang. I was
like, girl, you better leave that mic on next time.
Right. Again, right.
Time waits for no man. Okay. Time waits for no man.
Yeah. So like in real life, it's a quick thing. But
so you admit we were feeling pressure around pool time to make decisions.
No, you was the only. I wasn't feeling pressure. I thought everything was cool. At that point, when that happened with Keep It 100, that was probably the moment, and this is why I told Walter, because I think Walter even told you, Tyrone, or I told Walter, like, you know, like I was feeling some type of way about him because he was acting real shady. And then that's when I was like, you know, thinking to myself, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to, you know, pursue Tyrone because I think Walter got some game with him. He got a lot of game with him. Like he not being consistent. And I told him all this crap when we was on the bridge. I was like, when we was at the pool, this, when that, when this, when we was at the I said all of it at the bridge. And then that's when you came to me when I had brought you some chicken. And you ain't want to eat my chicken because you had broken up with me because you told me you was about to get married.
Wow.
I wasn't there. I don't feel like that
You
went that
wasn't
way. I just,
You
I don't
wasn't
feel like
hungry,
that.
Tyrone? You gonna
How
tell
you
me
not
you
gonna eat
wasn't
the
hungry?
chicken, Tyrone?
Wow.
You just was not hungry out there, Tyrone. Don't even try to. Really, out of all the waiting they made y'all do to eat, you wasn't hungry when she brought the chicken.
Y'all like chicken?
She was trying to give you that
I'm
wing, bro. What's
I'm
up?
out of drink and all
You
that.
against the breast meat?
Yeah.
Honey, when he broke up with me, I was like, Tyrone better not eat none of this chicken. I took the whole plate. I was like, I'm about to eat all this chicken.
You was petty with the chicken?
I was petty as hell. I sure was.
You don't want to share your chicken
Jay,
with
petty
his wife?
people live out here. Petty people live out here. We just do it in different ways, you know.
I appreciate that alley oop there, Jay. Though I
I got
appreciate
you,
it.
bro. I got you, bro. I
Oh
tried.
God, Tyrone did not eat the chicken.
Chicken gone. Chicken is gone. No chicken for you.
No chicken.
Oh God. Anyway,
J Dub just be killing me, man.
he does. He
He
does
do.
all the time. He does. He be killing you. He be killing Walter.
Someone put the flower.
Oh my God. Oh.
Was that a flower? That's a flower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Did they show previews for the next episode?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I must have missed
I
that.
kind of forgot what happened.
Yeah. I don't even...
The Friends. Is it the Friends date?
Yes, where the ladies meet the guys' friends.
Oh yeah. That's when they show Phil and
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I thought that
I
was
do remember a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, all right, guys. So we are almost at the 3-hour mark. I did not think we were gonna, but we get on here and we start having fun. Yeah. So before we actually end, I want you guys to let everybody know where they can find you. Starting with Jamie. Jamie.
Yeah, y'all can find me right here at Jamie Alexander on Instagram. I do chat Ready to Love, the after discussion on Friday nights after the show. So y'all could tune into that. We did last season and this season, Gustavo and I. I have King Speak. I'm going to be doing season 3 coming soon. And I got some more stuff I'm coming out with. So rock with your girl.
Tyrone.
I am going to be doing another episode of my mental health journey. This time it's just going to be me talking about coping with anxiety, PTSD, and how I went about identifying it and getting past it. So it's just going to be me. We'll have a AMA session, afterwards. And then we're probably going to take a break before I try to get another men's panel or something. But yeah.
Cool. Jay?
AKA the logo in the building, big time. Let me go here. Yeah, Jay Brad on Instagram. Is it right? It's right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
And then just started doing the podcast with Joy from my season called Failure to Communicate. So it's at Failure and then TWO Communicate. So we do every Wednesday at 8:00 Central Time, and we do a podcast just talking about we don't talk about the show, but we just talk about relationships and from a man and woman's perspective. So it's fun. Yeah. So that's at Failure to Communicate.
And JoJo J.
Sorry if y'all can hear my dog in the background. She's sick right now, so she's not feeling well. But
okay.
Oh, baby.
I know she done chewed on her little dog bone too much, and she didn't eat her food, so now her stomach hurt.
What kind of dog is it?
Yeah, I'll be back here at another round this Saturday. We'll be back with another Preparing for Love. We're going to do Lovers or Friends this weekend. So we're going to be discussing, how far your friends get into your relationships or not or whatnot. And so we'll have some special guests, hopefully some familiar faces up here, but I don't know what their schedule is like, so I ain't gonna pressure nobody. But yeah, we'll be back this Saturday with no pressure, but pressure. We'll be back Saturday with it.
Mhm.
And Atlanta's coming back this week, so yes, look out for those reviews. We'll be back on that too. We'll be talking about that.
All right. All right, guys. Everybody know who I am. So yes, you can find me all on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to my channel. That's what you guys are on right now. I would so greatly appreciate it. Definitely click the notification bell so you can make sure you get all my notifications as soon as I post, as soon as I go live, as soon as the new vlog comes out. You'll be one of the first ones to be notified. Definitely on your way out, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this live and enjoyed the panel. We did discuss season 5, episode 7 tonight. Thank you so much to my panel. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I love you so much, guys. And of course, as you all know, I heart you. Thank you so much. And yeah, until next time, citizens.